Samuels dead. I was gonna ask y'all if y'all heard, but just sitting here, y'all scrolling through social media, y'all seen that man supposedly dead.
Confirmed it, that's what it said.
Right.
They also said the Shade Room ain't confirmed it, so it ain't true. I guess ain't nothing true until the Shade Room confirm it.
That shout out to the Shade Room for having that much influence.
Validity.
Fucking crazy.
But do y'all know who Ernest Owens is?
No, I ain't never heard.
Right. I ain't never heard that nigga neither. But when they said Kevin Samuels was dead, I took the liberty of Googling just to see what would pop up, right? And Ernest Owens, who's verified on Twitter and everything, he posted this on Twitter, bro. And let me read what he said, bro. He says, Kevin Samuels has made a career off shamelessly disgracing black women for profit. He emboldened the most toxic individuals to project tired and harmful narratives about black women, dead or alive, with a disgraceful life to live. That's all I've got for that misogynist. I thought that was insane, bro.
That is extremely insane.
About this man making a career from his own opinions. I mean, they're his.
But the fact that today, just hours ago, when the rumors were reported, this is what you thought to go tweet about, man. Let me tell you something. You fat face, wide jaw, quagmire, pickled pig feet eating dick in the booty ass nigga. I hate shit like this. You understand what I'm saying? I don't agree with Kevin Samuels much. I don't agree with Candace Owens much. But if somebody had just passed away or rumored to pass away, you think I'm gonna go tweet about them? We just gave that sportscaster hell about talking about what's the football player from the Steelers who passed away, the young man
Dwayne Haskins.
Dwayne Haskins. He just passed away, and then the guy, the reporter came on talking about his struggles on the football field. That's inappropriate.
Super inappropriate.
Right. So whether you agree with somebody or disagree with somebody, bro, have some kind of respect from the dead, because at the end of the day, especially, we all black no matter whether we like each other's opinion or not. You understand what I'm saying? So to be that disrespectful in the mid, exactly. You fucking sauerkraut smelling motherfucker. Like, let me tell you what's wild. Let me tell you what's misogynistic. This man's gay, right? Let me tell you what's misogynistic though. The fact that you think men got better pussy than women, that's misogynistic. But you don't hear nobody saying no shit about that. You spend your whole life overlooking women and what they could do for a man, for another man. You got enough nerve to sit here and talk about somebody on their deathbed, well, fucking possibly dead. You feel me?
Yeah.
All because he voiced his own feelings. Like,
exactly.
But that's why. That's why I always cut all that empathy out for that community, just for the simple fact that community is one of those communities that feel that they can say whatever the fuck they want to say when they want to say it without consequence.
Right.
Like, that's crazy inappropriate to say that about anybody who just fucking passed, bro.
Facts.
You feel me? Like, you should, like, only thing you should be saying is my condolences.
That's it. Or nothing at all. How about nothing at all? That's something the old people used to say back in the day. If you don't got nothing nice to say, just don't say nothing. Yeah, right. And I don't want to put this on your whole community as gay, but I do believe he probably said that because he felt like he had the power to say that and get no criticism out of it. But man, fuck you, bro. And it ain't got nothing to do with you being gay, but fuck you. You don't even like women. Stop acting like you so fucking offended.
Right.
Yeah, bro.
And so that's just one thing that I had to. If Kevin Samuels is dead, my condolences to his family. Regardless of how I felt about your opinion, it has nothing to do with nothing at this point. You know what I mean? And it's a rumor right now, so let's just say, we hope it ain't true, because that's crazy. I think he was 56 years old.
Yeah, he not that.
Because these folk will kill your ass when you ain't dead.
Yeah, in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. So let's just, like I say, I hope that he's not dead. But on another note, man, I didn't even know if I was going to show up this week, bro, for any level of podcasting, bro. I've been going through, I guess, my version of depression. You know what I mean?
I was reading your timeline, and I was meaning to reach out to you and actually have a conversation with you, because it's just, you didn't seem like yourself.
Yeah.
But you also, and what the one thing that made me kind of hold my phone call was that in your messages, it seemed like you had kind of reached a resolution on how you was going to move forward and how you was going to approach things. So I was just like, I felt like you kind of worked it out within yourself, but it was still going to be a conversation I was going to have with you. Yeah. We're going to be on the podcast, but it was going to be a conversation just to kind of see where you were at.
That's crazy you picked that up, because he did. When I hit him up, he had already reached his resolution.
Yeah. I know. I just know his patterns. We know each other's patterns. Like, regardless of how we feud or argue or debate or whatever, it's like, this is my brother.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I know his patterns. I picked up on it. So I'm watching the timeline, and I'm just like, damn, I wonder what bro got going on. And then I see you just like, all right, cool. This is how I'm handling this, and this is how I'm gonna be moving from now on.
Facts.
And I was like,
literally
all right, cool.
what he said.
But yeah, you can explain.
wild.
You can further elaborate on what's going on if you want to.
Now, like I think I spend so much time analyzing or helping other people's mental health. I didn't take care of my own.
You know what I'm saying? It goes.
And I think in the process of it, I'm actually understanding what manhood actually is. You know what I mean? Which some people get in different doses. Like, so I'm unfamiliar. I'm not the expert on depression or anything like that. But when people talk about it, they talk like it hits, you know, like it comes, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know if this is a thing that exists or not, but do you believe that you can be in a constant state of depression? Like you can be a functional
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
depressive?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Right.
Absolutely. It's just like a sickness.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like you can get sick and you can get better, and sometimes you can get sick and stay sick, and you just learn how to function sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
yeah.
kind of what happens with women with the postpartum. When they when women have it and then they keep having the babies back to back, they be in a constant state. They just get pregnant again, constantly still depressed, don't know it, and it gets into the babies. You know what I'm saying? Like they feel that emotion, and those babies come out and they're like, oh, well, this baby's more of a crier, and you got to think, how much did you cry when you were pregnant with them?
Yeah.
You know, all of those emotions are running through that baby as well. But a lot of times when women have back-to-back kids, they'll end up in a constant state of it. So they don't notice that it's depression because they like, oh, I just felt like that since 8 years ago. But you were in a constant depression. I was in that for a long time, and it was hard to get myself out of it.
Yeah.
But I just had to do it because I didn't know how,
And I myself have been in stages of depression that was so long that I felt like it was who I was.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I just felt like this was me until I actually found a dose of happiness in something. And I was like, damn, like that's not how I'm supposed to feel all the time.
Right.
I just felt like that so often that it just felt like, you know, you get used to it and it just becomes a part of who you are and your identity. You done met a motherfucker that just seemed like they sad all the time. And
Right.
you just a sad ass person.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, bro, like some people are trapped in that place. And I think a lot of it comes from setting unrealistic expectations for yourself, setting goals too high and expecting too much of yourself. And that's why I think social media is such a dangerous thing for people, because it's you constantly like watching people live this glamorous life, and you constantly watch people at the peak, especially, and it's a lot of it is based on who you decide to follow and the type of people you follow. You feel me?
Right.
So it's just like if you wake up and your goal for yourself is to be rich and wealthy and have all these things and provide a certain type of life. You feel me? And you keep waking up and you're not there yet, and you're watching everybody else live that life. People who seem so much less capable than you. You feel me? People who you feel like you're smarter than, people who you feel like you have more potential than, and then you're watching them be everything that you want to be, and then you're looking yourself in the mirror like what the hell am I doing wrong?
Right.
Like, you know, so and that'll put you in a sad state, bro. But
I understood this from a lot of angles. I don't want to get spiritual on anybody or anything like that. I know multiple people believe in different gods, not talking about us, but, you know, in the world and all that kind of shit, right? And feel free to cut me off or ask questions or whatever, because I know I can drift into a hole. I can get long-winded. But I think that I've been in a long state of depression and didn't know it. I'm always happy and upbeat. I'm the same way every day. You get what I'm saying? Like even in what people consider anger, I'm still kind of a jolly person. You feel me? Find a sense of humor in anything.
that's usually a sign of it too, though.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Right. But what happens to me is that people turn when you're going through a lot of stuff, when you're disappointed in the relationships you may have, when you're disappointed maybe in family, when you're disappointed in career, money, all kinds of things, right? Everybody has a go-to for something. You get what I'm saying? Whether it's the drugs, whether it's alcohol, whether it's people sometimes, you get what I'm saying? And the things that I had learned to run to for a temporary desire, or temporary satisfaction, I should say, right, were actually the things that are preventing me from becoming who I'm supposed to be. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Yep. And I've known that for so long, but I've let it control me. Every time I go through something, every time to help me deal with something, I run to this type of environment. You get what I'm saying? To the point where it's a sickness at the end of the day, you know? And I'll say God for me, because I understand what it is. God knows what I pray for. God knows how I feel on the inside and the type of man that I desire to be. You understand what I'm saying? But he also knows that I'll burn that shit down if he gave it to me. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because even to much is given, much is required. Mm-hmm. So even if you were in a better position, what are you going to do in those days you feel negative, down, whatever? You're going to run to the same shit you run into when you don't have nothing. You see what I'm saying?
You got to cope with that first before you get.
Exactly. And what he did for me was he took away everything I enjoyed. When I tell you everything. It wasn't nothing to run to, bro. He took away every relationship, people I love, people that I desire more than anything. You understand? He even took away the simple enjoyment. I don't even enjoy drinking no more. I couldn't even tell you the purpose between having a drink of alcohol. Mm-hmm. I hate the way I feel when I wake up. I don't enjoy getting drunk no more. Nothing. Like sometimes you don't, like, what's the point of this? You understand? Mm-hmm. He took away my music. I couldn't financially do what I had to do in life and still go record music. You get what I'm saying? The woman who I was in love with, he took that from me. It was nowhere else to go. You feel me? And in that, a level of clarity happened, bro. It was sad because I was disappointed in me. Like, I've been living this long and at this age, and maybe I'm not old. I don't know. Like, sometimes I guess in the black community or music especially, you feel old really fast. You know what I mean? It was depressing to know that this is all my fault. These are my decisions. Even the people that I gave my all to who turned their back on me, people that I love who threw me away like trash, it was my decision to go do those things. You get what I'm saying? And the biggest thing that kind of set off this wave for me is I was in a relationship not too long ago, and, I love hard. I don't love often, but when I do, I do love, right? That person was going through a whole lot of shit, mental health shit, personal shit, all kind of stuff, right? And I love to dive in and try to fix something and try to take care of something, you feel me? And at the end of the day, in a short period of time, that didn't work out for me, that relationship that I was in, right? And I kind of realized why. And this is what made me sad. I feel like I can go be with that woman and be happy and be married and do all that other good stuff, right? But the reason why I can't is because I'm not in a position to. The things that I want to provide, the stress that I could take off of that woman, the stuff that I want to do for her, I am in no position because of decisions that I made chasing other shit. Like, you can't predict the future. I didn't know this person was going to show up in my life. I didn't know this was coming. But as a man, you're supposed to be prepared for what's coming next. You're supposed to have some aside for a rainy day. You're supposed to be the most stable person in your kingdom, whether it's your family, with your mother, your child. You're supposed to be prepared, but I was never prepared. I live every day on the day. You get what I'm saying? From my gambling to the way I live, the way I say shit on this podcast, I don't give a fuck how people gonna feel tomorrow. I live for the moment. You get what I'm saying? But that preparation, that lack of preparation showed his head when that came about. So it's like, here's something that will make me happy that I can't even have because of decisions I made my whole life.
But
go ahead.
Maybe you think that will make you happy, and God knows that ain't what's for you. And so all these things that you think aren't how you're supposed to be living are to keep you from something that really could have been far worse.
No. Which I respect that opinion. But this is what God showed me, because when you have nothing, you get a level of clarity, right? Mm-hmm. God shows you, okay, here is something that you want. If I provide it for you, you can't even hold it.
Mm-hmm.
I can give it to you, and because of your decisions, you can't take care of it. You can't do nothing for it. You can't nurture it. You'll be the weakest link in that situation. Right. And he knows that's not satisfactory to me. Right. You get what I'm saying? I'm not one of them 50-50 men. Like, there's nothing wrong with that if that's who you are. That's not who I am. The type of man that I desire to be is the provider, to take care of everything I want to take. Because I honestly believe that you can't have the full essence of a woman if she's sharing the responsibilities. Does that make sense?
I agree with that 1,000%.
I don't want to experience my wife with us sharing equal responsibility.
Yeah, it puts more stress on us and makes us less submissive.
Exactly. And I believe that, because of society, shit becomes trendy, so everybody want to be a boss and work or whatever. And I can't stop the woman from making those decisions, but I do believe that takes away from her essence, because that's not necessarily her role. So I want to experience my wife from a standpoint of, whatever you decide to do is just you deciding to do it.
Right.
Without that stress on your shoulders. You get what I'm saying? So here I am in a situation with a woman that I care for deeply who is extremely stressed the fuck out, and I can't fix it. You get what I'm saying? It was and then here I am even months later, you know what I mean? I had a situation this weekend where here I am indulging in the same bullshit that put me in this position. And God like, hey, bro, when you gonna get enough?
Yeah.
You ain't done? And you keep praying for you want this back, or even if something else comes similar, I'm gonna do the same. I can meet something different tomorrow and be like, oh, this is it. Well, nigga, you got the same problem.
Right.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Here goes something else different that's better, or what I got meant for you. You got the same issue.
It's gonna be harder to hold because you couldn't hold the first one, and this one better. How you gonna hold this one?
Facts.
Yeah.
So the depression comes from the realization.
Reality is
It
hard.
really is, and I think that's what put me down when I had we had the podcast after COVID, and I told you I was going through depression. It was because I had nothing, and I'd lost everything, and it's just like I wasn't okay with. I told you it forced me to look at myself in the mirror, and I wasn't okay with who I was.
Yeah,
you feel what I'm saying? But I had all these distractions. Mine was sex and women. You feel me? So you feel me?
I didn't want to say that's what I'd be running to, but I
that
just
was mine.
did.
Mine was sex and women, and it was just like there was always a woman present. You feel me? But when this happened, it was just me.
Right.
And I didn't have a vice or anything to distract me from myself.
Right.
So it's just like when you have so many things to distract you from yourself, it's easy to ignore that you're depressed. It's easy to ignore that you're empty. It's easy to ignore that you're not of substance. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just when I realized that I wasn't of substance, it makes you feel some type of way about yourself. And it's not a thing you can fix overnight or quick fix and just, you feel me?
Right.
It's like you have to continue, even when you get in the space to where your mental is better, you have to continue to move without those vices.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And you have to get into a rhythm to where you grow into somebody else so you can actually be somebody else and be different.
Yeah.
And it's a gradual process. And what made it easier for me is I stopped being so hard on myself, because this is a thing that it's almost like you've played sports, right? And you could be the second best running back in the city. That's not okay with you.
Right.
You feel me? There's a running back better than you. You feel me? But there's a running back who's number 10 in the city who's perfectly fine with that. You feel me? And he ain't tripping about it. He ain't stressed about it. But here you are stressed about not being number one. So it's just like that is an issue that a lot of us suffer from, is that we use vices to distract us, but people they don't hold themselves to a certain standard, so it's easy to be okay with where they are.
Right.
But when you have a plan and a goal and an idea for yourself, you feel me? And your arrogance makes you look past your vices to think that you're going to get there. You end up in that space.
One thing I admire about you, though, is I think you take some of that energy and you put it into work. You know what I'm saying? You put it into hustle. You put it into, like you'll hustle. You'll sell anything. You know what I mean? Whether it's your tattooing ability, whether it's some form of merch. You know what I mean? I talked to your boy about it, though. He over there knocked out as usual. He said that's how he helped himself in when he going through depression. He submerges himself in work. You know what I mean?
That's me.
Right.
And
I feel like that's dope, because at least when all else fails, you have something for yourself.
Right, but it's nothing at the end of the day too, because that's just another device. It's just another way to escape.
Yeah.
So I can come up here and work my ass off. It's a distraction from myself still.
Yeah.
It's a distraction from the things I need to fix. And that's why they say no amount of money you can make or nothing you can do can make you feel better about the person that you want to be if you're not that person.
Right.
Yeah, so it's just like, that's just another way to distract myself. You feel me? I would use work to distract me from women, you feel me? But when work wasn't there, guess what's still there?
Women.
You feel me?
Right.
So I just have to face the problem head on and deal with it. You feel me? And what I say when I was saying earlier, like, you can't be so hard on yourself to think you just gonna go cold turkey overnight on something. You have to slowly eliminate the process sometimes. Some people have to wean themselves off of things.
Yeah.
Like if you're a drinker and that's your vice, you feel me? Cut it down from 3 drinks to 1. And then cut it down to a drink a week. And then you quit. You feel me? But as for me, I am like a cold turkey person. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and just decide I don't want to do nothing no more.
And that's what I'm at.
And I'm just like, bro, I'm not doing that shit no more. And I just stop. And I've been in that space now for quite some time. But we also relapse too. You feel me? Like you can what can happen is you can end up in a depressive state somewhere else, and you say fuck it, and you go right back to what you was doing, and you reset all over again. So it's just a thing, bro. You just have to learn to be okay with not being perfect, and you have to learn to be okay with not being where you want to be right now. You feel me? And once you learn how to do that, you can, because it's like with me, I'm one of them people that wake up every morning and I'm like, damn, I ain't got $10 million. You feel me? So I don't even focus on making $1 and then $2 and $3 and $4. No, I want $10 million.
Right.
But what we forget sometimes is that $1 $10 million starts with $1 and $2. So it's like the patience process of getting through something. And it's like I'm so impatient and I want everything right now, that I want to be fixed right now. I want to be where I want to be right now. But it's a process you got to go through. I go to the gym and I want muscle. I'm in the mirror. You notice I post shirt off pictures every day. It's like these bitches need to come. You feel me?
Like now.
Yeah, now. But it's like, nigga, no, it's a process.
It
you
is
feel me? And
definitely
I've
a
just
process.
learned to, and what I've learned to do is enjoy the process, because that's what life is about. The process, the journey. It's not about $10 million. It's about everything on the way to $10 million. You feel what I'm saying?
Have you ever seen somebody though at the brink of destruction? Like, there is no time for patience. Like,
Right.
I've
been
exceeded
there. Yeah.
my patience,
Right.
and I feel like life is out of patience with me. I feel like God is out of patience with me. It's now or never, and I believe it because of the way He showed it to me. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
He's always showed it. I've always known.
Right.
I've done better sometime. I wing myself off of it. I got a good plan. I started a podcast. You know what I mean? Shit like that. But I relapse, like you said.
Right.
And I think life and God is sick of the constant going back to it.
And when I say patience, I don't mean patience with the problem. I mean patience with yourself with getting through it. Like, my thing is, like, let's say if women are the vice, right? And you decide, like, all right, cool, I'm gonna be patient. Like, no, you still gotta drop the vice. You just gotta be patient with yourself with getting through this.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
feel what I'm saying? Because you can pick the vice back up and guess what? You got HIV or some shit. You feel me? Because God's popped you on the wrist enough times and you still jump back out there.
Right.
And now you got to deal with that shit, and He like deal with that and that now.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And so, and that's the route I don't want to go.
Right.
That's why I'm
Me
hope-
neither.
Yeah, that's why I'm hoping that I'm done. But I talk to y'all in a certain kind of way, and I notice like little shit when I'm just sitting around observing everybody, right? And I talk to y'all every week. We come on this podcast, but I don't really think people know exactly where my mind is, right? So you'll see my behavior. Like, you'll tell me why I don't go out, why I don't go to shit like this. And this is no offense to nobody listening, but I don't belong. You understand? No offense to mentally, I don't belong. It's something special up here. I tell people all the time, like, if you would just be in my head for a second, you'd be like, bro, you got something going up here. But I don't know how to put the pieces together because I'm so distracted by other shit. So I get close to people who have shit going for themselves, and hopefully that I can feed off of it. And let me tell you, like, little shit that I noticed, right? When we, like, you have a name in the city, right? And I watch people, and like, we'll have conversations and debates on this podcast, right? And I can see people side with him because he's him.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
It didn't matter how much evidence I dropped,
Right.
how much nothing,
Right.
But he said it, and that's law. But that's the mind control of people. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what's up here. It matters how I view you when you say it. You get what I'm saying? So it's like you have all this information, and it's like, bro, nobody gonna take you seriously because look at you. You know what I mean? I'm talking to myself. You get what I'm saying? Look at you, bro. Nobody's gonna take you serious. So it don't matter what you got to say. You might have this billionaire brain. Like, for instance, I know why. Do you know why Elon Musk bought Twitter? What do you think he bought Twitter for?
I don't
Just
know,
curiosity.
So I just
Right.
thought-
But you know he bought Twitter, right?
Yeah.
But what do you might think? It's nothing wrong with not knowing, but what do you think he bought it for?
I just thought maybe he bought it because it was a very large platform that could potentially be larger, and he felt like, why the hell not? Why
Right.
shouldn't I own it?
And that's fair.
But I don't
Right.
know, so that's just a guess.
I think it was just control, ego, and arrogance a little bit.
Right.
A little bit of everything. It was just a power flex. You feel me? But I
Right.
also think it was for control.
Yeah, and that's a fair thing too, the power flex, but control. Like, I can sit down with a person. Like, I know exactly why he did it when he did it. It's what any robot will want. Elon's a robot. You get what I'm saying? He wants mind control.
Right, control,
And that's what he
right.
paid for. And that's priceless. Do you understand what I'm saying? But you can hide it under freedom of speech.
Right.
This man is going to, he paid for something that is priceless. Twitter is not just in the United States or in
Right,
your
right.
city.
Right.
That shit is worldwide.
Yeah, right.
And it's one of the longest standing ones as
Yeah.
far as being consistent.
Yes.
Like, usually you'll have MySpace and then it'll decline. Twitter is the one social media platform that has been this way
Facts, right.
the whole time.
And you hear people talk about algorithms and how they can purposely put shit in your face. This man just bought power of elections. I mean,
Everything.
He
right.
named his baby an algorithm, so
Oh
Clearly.
man, like if somebody needed something, and not saying he's gonna do this, but it's not for me to guess what he's going to do with it. But just say hypothetically, it was some foreign dignitary that wanted something done in his country, I could pay you money, eons of fucking dollars, to make sure that people in my country specifically see this information every day in their face.
He gonna make the money he spent back ASAP.
Yeah.
Like that, bro.
Yesterday.
It was a beautiful. So when he bought it, everybody
That's why everybody was afraid for him to buy it though, because they understood the control that came with it.
Yeah.
It's like you bought control.
Facts.
You bought control over and you bought control of a platform that you can make private and nobody can stop you from having control. All of these other platforms have boards and people that they got to go through.
Yeah.
I wake up in the morning and say, giraffes are short now.
And
that's what they are.
That's what they're gonna be on my platform.
Gonna be on my platform,
right.
and we're gonna believe it eventually if we see it enough.
And I'll distract you with all the comment shit. You won't see what I got going on because you too worried about nigga posts and Trump posts and all that shit that you gonna focus on, which is great. That's why I just say freedom of speech. Everybody say what they want to say, but I'm doing a whole bunch of shit around you. But my whole point for saying that was like I understand that my mind is at a place where that's where I belong.
Yeah.
Like those coming, I don't. When people think of $1 billion, that's not far fetched in my brain.
Right. And
I don't know if that's wrong
right.
or not, but like I don't see that as an impossibility by far.
But see, that's where the depression comes from, bro. That's why I'm always depressed, because I feel like I got the same. I always say we're the same person. And when we'll sit here and we'll talk, and then you'll start talking about my success, but in my mind, I ain't did shit.
Right.
You feel me? In my mind, I ain't got nothing going on. I'm right where you at.
Right.
And in your mind, you like, nigga, you far away from me, but I'm not. You feel me? I'm not, because at the end of the day, bro, I've been in situations to where I've been that friend for one of my friends where it's like, oh, you the rich friend. You feel me? But it's because they outworked me and did the things that they were supposed to do while I'm bullshitting. They catapult me.
Right.
You feel me? Overnight. Because it happens like that, bro. All it takes is one idea to be heard by the right ears, or one thing to pop, and everything changes.
Facts.
Now, who you are is what's going to maintain that and elevate you further. You feel what I'm saying? But it's just like my work ethic doesn't match my mind, bro. I work hard, but I'm not working hard in a fashion that I should be working hard, if that makes sense. You can be on the treadmill and going, you running hard and going nowhere. Facts. You feel me? So I feel like I do a lot of that. And I think if I didn't have a lot of the distractions that I have, bro, that I would be Elon Musk, or I would be Jeff Bezos. You feel me? Because I have that kind of mind and I have that kind of ability. I feel like I can sit in rooms with people like that and still be one of the most intelligent people in the room.
Absolutely.
So meanwhile, I'm here and they have billions of dollars, and here I am around this bitch still scrapping. You feel me? So it's frustrating, and it will depress you, because I think the thing about it, bro, if I thought smaller of myself, I'd be one of the happiest people in the world.
But yeah, there is some happiness to being to settling, so to speak.
Right.
Like people don't dream that big. People don't want to be none of that. Some people just want to clock in, clock out.
Get a pair of Jordans and be on top of the world when they put them on.
That's all they want.
It's just like I'm cool with.
I've seen relationships like that. Like just two couples, they don't care how they look, how they whatever, man. They just go home, and eat, fuck, live, and they're the happiest people in the world.
And I envy that, bro, because at the end of the day, the expectations that's why I've learned to be happy now, because the expectations that I put on myself are almost unfair to myself, because at the end of the day, what I've learned is that if just like my vices I have now with women, it's never gonna be enough.
Right.
If I make money and success my vice, it's never gonna be enough. So the goal is to stop chasing things and stop putting these unrealistic expectations on yourself, and understand that waking up every day alone is the greatest blessing you're gonna ever have.
Oh, that's
feel what I'm
true.
saying? Yeah. So it's just like when I watch people with nothing be happy, you feel me? It makes me feel foolish in a sense, because if they can find happiness where they are, why can't I find happiness where I'm at? And I'm in what they see as a better position. They looking at me like, we happy, but I know you happier than us.
Right.
But I'm not.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, because my mother was saying something like that too, and I don't want her, like, even that to be out there as if I'm ungrateful. Like, you right. Waking up is the biggest blessing in itself, right? But when life is showing you, like, no, you can have what you dreaming of.
Right.
But you the reason why you can't have it.
Right, that's what, for sure.
Yeah.
I always tell people, when I say this, I don't think they think about what I'm really saying, but the song that I say saved my life is Ways by Jhené Aiko. It's very simple. One day I just heard the words different. Why aren't you smiling? And I wrote down every single reason why I didn't feel like smiling.
Somebody throw something away and your boy ass up, but that's gonna be on camera. Your boy. Look, we cut the AC off so that wouldn't make noise. And you,
The man don't sleep.
Yeah, he don't sleep, dog. Shout out to our cameraman for being in here late night like that. But yeah, go ahead. You wrote down.
Well, I wrote it down, and I started realizing, like, no one else is responsible for me feeling happiness but me.
That's a
Period.
fact. You're responsible for your own happiness.
Like, not my job, not my work, not money, not my kids, not love from any person but me.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to sit down and really write down things I went through that I know no one else has went through, or I don't think anyone around me had went through, you know,
Mm-hmm.
things that have happened to me, and that I overcame them very effortlessly in a way that I didn't realize I overcame them. And I realized that that was a accreditation to myself. Like, that's some dope shit that you did. That takes a lot to do. So I started thinking about myself in the ways of things that I overcame instead of things that I hadn't reached yet.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, I still have tons of goals that I like to reach, but when I do reach a small goal, I give myself the same pat on the back that I would if it was $1 billion goal.
Right.
Because if I die tomorrow, I still reach the goals I set for today.
Yeah.
You ever read the book The Four Agreements?
No.
I started it and I didn't finish it.
That's a book that saved me and kind of got me out of depression too. And that's a book that'll help you a lot. At the end of the day, what I've learned and what helps me is that I just understand that everything is a choice.
Yeah.
How you feel is a choice. I don't give a fuck what you're going through, what's happening to you.
Mm-hmm.
You feel, I was meditating in the sauna today, and I ain't been in there in a long time. You know how that feels.
Right.
Like you hot and you sweaty.
It's kind of like when the Indian people used to do the
Sweat
Sweat
lodge
out,
time.
yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, but while I'm in there, I'm meditating and I'm thinking to myself, like, bro, I can choose my level of comfort in here. You feel me? I can be uncomfortable if I tell myself I'm uncomfortable, or I can choose to be comfortable in here, and I can talk myself into that.
Right,
You feel me?
right.
Just like I talk myself into sadness, I can talk myself into happiness, and I just started to talk. I learned to talk myself into happiness and not sadness, and it just made everything okay with me. But I tell you another thing that also helps with depression, bro, is stop. We have to stop giving so much to everybody else. And we have to stop trying to cater to everyone else's wishes and be there for everybody, and just be there for yourself, because that's all you're responsible for, and that's all people are going to do. In most cases, is be there for themselves. So it's on you to be there for you. It's not, because a lot of times you're going to be being there for somebody who's there for themselves and not for you.
Boy,
I'm there for you and you there for you. Who the fuck here for me?
that's story
day-
of my life.
I heard something say you have to be selfish to be selfless.
100%. You got to secure your own air before you help anybody else. Because if I'm suffocating, how I'm gonna stop you from suffocating? You feel me? So it's just I just learned to look out for myself first, bro. And that started with my kids all the way down. You feel me? And it just made me a better person. It made me a better father, and it made me someone better to be around. I didn't have so much resentment towards people because I didn't give so much anymore.
Right.
You feel me? So I wasn't expecting much. You feel me? So now when it came to a situation where I needed to make myself happy, it was easy because I had nobody else to worry about.
And that's part of the depression too. First of all, 30 minutes in, welcome to Anxiety Issues Podcast. I am depressed, Adam 12 Taylor, here with my brother Boneface at Boneface Inc. and the talented hairstylist Tania Greedy Monroe. And I promise we only gonna spend another 5 or 10 minutes on depression, so y'all won't be depressed out there. But I'm sure it's helping somebody.
They be wanting to hear this.
I was gonna say,
I'm sure it's helping somebody.
If I was a listener, I would love to hear this conversation because a lot of the times this is a huge part of depression.
And
a lot
we
of us
never hear men admit to having depression. Women never
Yeah.
get to hear men say, I don't like me right now.
And that's what I was going to say. A large part of depression is you feel like you're the only one that feels this way.
And you're not.
If we all understood that, and this is why when we talk about depression, I'm like, bro, everybody suffers from it because it's a human experience. It's not your experience and my experience. It's a human experience, but it's one that we don't get to hear other people share, so we don't feel like it's a normal thing.
Right.
But once you hear that, once it becomes normalized, you feel me? Then you don't feel so sad all the time because you feel like you understand that everybody else is going through this too. And it's a and we didn't hear about this in the past, or our parents didn't talk about depression because they didn't live in the environment that we live in. This environment creates that the social environment, that you feel me, being exposed to so much. You know, when you're exposed to a lot, you have a lot to deal with, and that's a lot to take in, and that's a lot to process.
Yeah.
So our environment has changed, so all of us are suffering from the same thing. We all breathe in the same air. We all living in the same social world. If you watch and pay attention, though, the people who suffer the less from it are the people who are disconnected from everything. The people who aren't online and the people who don't have a Facebook.
Right.
Like those are the best people to be around for me, and the people who seem happiest to me is the people who aren't as exposed to everything.
Right. And my biggest thing is like I'm a codependent. When you do study mental health, like that's a thing for me. Like I latch on. What's that now?
CODA meetings are very helpful.
No, but I say I'm a codependent.
Yeah. CODA meetings are for codependent.
Oh, okay, I got you.
But it's good to see that. I never knew what that was until probably 12 years ago. All my coworkers went to these meetings, and I went not knowing what CODA was. Yeah. And realized codependent doesn't mean you're not independent. It means that you do have codependencies with certain things and people. Yeah,
and that's my thing for importance. Even to my daughter, you'll see me. I find it easier to fight for someone else than fight for myself.
Correct.
You get what I'm saying? And all of this has led to I've had a relationship that took me down through there. You know what I'm saying? Like I always feel like I'm giving my all and never receiving back. But like you said, you have to learn to be selfish to be selfless. Now, I attach this to manhood. I feel like I'm learning to be a man because of the desires I wanted for that family and that relationship, right? But I look at some of the other issues that I've been through, and I'm low-key sad because I know I'm about to lose a lot of people. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? And it's not by choice. It's just once you make that mental change, if you're truly going to make that change, you can't be around certain people. It's not going to mesh. You get what I'm saying? I'll tell you something that I saw that made me kind of realize that that I'm tired of people. And this is no offense to the person I'm talking about. I just want to tell people just something that I saw that just triggered me, right? So, again, women have been a distraction for me, right? But I've been off that for a little minute, right? But it was this girl that I have some interest in, and we were supposed to go on a date, right? Cool. But come the day of the date, another friend that we knew had a birthday, okay? So I was like, hey, would you rather go to the birthday party? We could just both go to the birthday party instead of going on a separate date, right? Now, keep in mind, you know me as a cool person. If we not together, you don't owe me nothing. I don't care who you talking to. You can be talking to me and 8 other dudes. Don't bother me whatsoever. You don't owe me nothing. You get what I'm saying? I slept with women who I knew were going home to other men. So what does that have to do with me? You don't owe me anything. So in this story, I'm not saying that this person did anything wrong because they don't owe me nothing. But it was just a mentality. So we went to the birthday, had a good time. I enjoyed talking to her. Other people was there, man. We was taking shots. Everything was going cool, great, right? Towards the end of the night, I noticed her phone kept going off. Still none of my business, but whatever, right? So I'm talking to somebody else. She was like, hey, a friend about to pull up outside. A friend. You get what I'm saying? Cool. So she went outside for a minute. I ain't pay attention to really how long she was going, but the party was towards the end of the night, right? So they asked me did I want a to-go plate. When they made my to-go plate, and I went to go put it in the car because I ain't going to leave my shit on the table. But when I go take it to the car, she's sitting, the door open to another vehicle that's parked next to right next to my car, and she leaning in it on somebody. You feel me? Still fine. You get what I'm saying? I put my food in, go back inside. I don't think nothing of it. Talk for maybe about 5-10 minutes. Then I decided to leave. I walked back to my car. They still sitting there. I got in, drove off. I ain't really upset about nothing. But then I thought about someone I got home that was triggering to me. Who would have thought that was okay?
Right.
No one.
Right. I mean, just out of curiosity, like even people, and I'm not dissing this person whatsoever. I still think this person's great, cool. I'm just showing the mindset, like, because when you deal with other people, you have to take on their mindsets, and this can be draining sometimes. And this has been the story of my life. You get what I'm saying? Because I'll put my principles in the mix and not realizing you don't have none of the same principles, and I'm taking it. Like, even if it was a woman, let's just say it was a woman that I just wanted to fuck. I had no desire, no love, no feelings for.
You still would have thought the same way.
Yes. It could have been a dog ass bitch in my, that I'm finna fuck tonight and got no feelings for. If somebody was like, I'm finna pull up, I'd be like, nah, I'm gonna get with you.
Right.
Just on principle.
Right.
Like I'm here with someone.
Right.
Later, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
So again, because that person does watch the podcast, you did nothing wrong.
Right.
You don't owe me nothing. So there's no animosity. But that was just like a spinoff to my mind just going crazy. Like, who would have thought that was like?
Even with men, like let's say for instance, if you had company and it was just a little throwaway, you feel me? And somebody and something happened, or let's say for instance, you got somebody trying to come see you or whatever, and you're not gonna I got company. It's almost like you almost just want to dampen the situation just for the sake of the other person's emotions.
Facts.
Like I'm gonna give you as much information as I need to give you without lying to you.
Right.
But I don't have to expose you to everything. But that's like a wild situation mindset wise to like who would think to let somebody pull up when I know I'm here with this person. Yeah. And even if it ain't like that.
Yeah, it's nothing like that. I would have left or done something like honestly. I wouldn't have done that if I was with that person and let's say my ex called and was like, where you at? I'm just going to leave. I'm going to get this person home and then go meet. I'm not going to tell my ex to pull up. And
correct.
It's just, so it was just kind of one of them spinoff things. It's like, bro, look, when you put yourself in the company of people, like you have no idea what they believe in. You have no idea what they think is right or what they think is wrong and what, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I've been in relationships and I'm debating with people who I've been in relationships with and I'd be like, how do you think that's correct? How do you think that's, you get what I'm saying? Right. And it's mentally draining. And it's one of those things where you realize like, bro, if you're going on this journey where you're supposed to go, you have to go by yourself. You get what I'm saying? You have to. Mm-hmm. If you're going to be good for anybody, because just a simple train of thought can affect your life. When you bring people into your life, you bring in everything that they have. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? That's not anything about this young lady. I'm just saying in life in general, whoever I bring on. So if I'm not where I'm supposed to be, stop bringing people into your fucking life.
Yeah, choosing yourself is usually going to lead to isolation anyway, though. Mm-hmm. And that's why I don't have any real friends and I don't have any, like, bro, I don't do hangouts. I don't do like the most, like anytime, the last time I've done something was when we had the fight party and just me inviting my people over. But I wake up every day and spend most of my days alone. And if I'm not alone, I'm with my kid. It's like with people who I can trust with my emotions and I can trust to not make me feel uneasy. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like you said, it's not other people's fault that you feel uneasy because they don't share the same views as you and they don't move the way you move. Mm-hmm. Just be them.
Yeah, and you just have to be okay with that.
If being you is going to affect me, then I just don't want to be around you. You can go be yourself by yourself. Right. And I'll be myself by myself.
And that's what I have to learn to do. It's just
I've found ways to detach my social experiences from Tania. Mm-hmm. The Tania I am with myself. You know, like I told you, I was listening to music the other night. I cried myself to sleep. Like, it was nothing wrong with me all day. But music is something for me. If a song hits for me, I'm going to listen to it 300 times.
Right. What you think she cried herself to sleep to, if you had to guess?
Some old shit you wouldn't expect.
It was like for you.
I often say a Future song. I could never cry myself to sleep to a Future song. I don't give a damn how deep it is.
Listen, actually, it was the playlist I posted. It was your song Wholeheartedly. Uh-huh. That song literally legit makes me cry. Mm-hmm. It just does because it just does. It hits me a different way. 10,000 Hours by Jhené Aiko, Wholeheartedly, Wait for You, and Love You Better, and Love All by Drake. Mm-hmm. Those are the songs I listen to on repeat. But Wait for You just hit me a little different. When the first time I heard it, I was like, yeah, it's cool. The second time, I don't know what clicked, but those words, just some of the words in the song, I've been told those words and I've said these words in person. And I know that, like I've told on here, I'm not really trying to fuck with no dudes and stuff like that. Not that dudes don't holler at me and stuff now, they do, but why wouldn't you fuck with me when I was this fly? So leave me the fuck alone.
Mm-hmm. Are you waiting on someone?
I'm not waiting on someone, but it's just the soul that I know I'm supposed to encounter. That's not what's being presented to me. And I'm not about to miss that by having sex with people that I'm going to get attached to because they're good at it, or having experiences that are lackluster to who I am. I've been in something before where the person allowed me to be me, still was able to hold me accountable when I was wrong. Right. All the things that you're supposed to have from love. I've also had false love. But I know that I'm going to have to wait. And that's why I cried. Because I have to wait. As much as I don't want to wait, I want to be able to experience a relationship because I'm a relationship girl. I like being with one man and being able to do things, you know. But I'm okay with waiting because I know that it's going to be so dope when I finally get that back again. And it's going to be better because I've taken the time to heal myself physically, spiritually, mentally. I'm not going to be as insecure. So then this man don't have all this burden of trying to make me feel better when I don't feel better with me. Right. You know, that's a lot to put on a man thinking you're like you said something about a girl holding it when you try to pull the shirt up.
Yeah.
That's not something a man should have to worry about. Like, if I find you attractive, you should find you attractive, you know? Mm-hmm. But a lot of women are like that, especially those of us who have had babies or lost weight. We do not think, well, he's having sex with me, so he probably knows.
He likes something about you.
Right.
Yeah.
We immediately don't like it. So weird, like.
Yeah.
And then later we find that insecurity and put it on you. Like, well, you don't like this, and you're like, bitch, I've been fucking you this whole time with the belly. Why the fuck you think? Like, yeah, if you want to get fine, cool, I'm going to like that too. But however, I was okay with you with a little pudge as well.
I lost a fat girl by doing this on the podcast.
You think Soulja Boy could say something deep enough in the song to make you cry or feel some type of way?
Soulja Boy, no.
Nothing.
Yeah, I'd be that. What you say, Future songs. That's a dope ass song. But when I just hear people like,
and it might be Tim's that's getting it to me, and not really him.
I give you that.
Yeah.
I give you that.
It's got to be Tim.
But just like when you listen to certain albums or certain artists, it's like you don't expect a certain emotion to come up or people to express a certain emotion.
I was crying.
Well,
I'm talking about,
but
I didn't expect it, but I was definitely like, why?
But what I was gonna say is that what sucks about fixing yourself though is that there are very few people that are doing the work to fix themselves as well. So once you fix yourself, it feels like it's a damn near impossible thing to find somebody who has done the work on themselves too. Because what I'm not gonna do is go through this trouble of constructing my home a certain type of way, and then I bring you in and you destroy everything I built because you're not fixed. Yeah. And that it's just, and that's why for me, it's a good thing if you have somebody already. You feel me? That you feel like that's your ideal person, and y'all can go through it. I'm just saying in general for people, if y'all can go through it and do the work together, you can see y'all are working together and helping each other and getting through something. That's why I think people who fight for their situations, it's always dope. If it's not a toxic situation, it's just a situation where both of y'all need growth. It makes it a lot easier to do that because once you work on yourself by yourself, that's the dangerous thing about learning how to be alone is you want to stay alone.
I read that somewhere. They said like the worst thing to do is start being okay with being.
Because you don't trust nobody with you. It's like
life is functioning better by yourself.
Right? Yeah, because it's just like you've gone through this whole process of beating your own ass and being down on yourself, and it's just like you figured out how to love yourself and be okay with you. Right. You're not going to be okay with somebody else not being okay with you once you learn how to be okay with yourself.
Because I think I've been insecure so long though that my form of healing myself is realizing how cool I actually am or how pretty I actually am, because I've never been the girl who just was like, oh, I know I'm this or that. You know, So now being able to realize that in my 30s, I feel like I look better now than I did when I was younger. And that is really cool for me because I can look in the mirror and see who I guess I should be seeing that I didn't see for a really long time. That's why I cried though, is because I know I have to wait. And I'm getting to the point of being okay with waiting for a person worthy. I can't deal with lackluster connections right now. Like,
and your person might not be close to you. I tell people all the time, though, like the world is so big. I think it's hilarious when people think that your person don't live in the city.
Like we were both born here. I say that all the time. That's when we talk about soulmates. I'm like, bro, if we do have soulmates, it's probably a rare thing that you meet them. And then, like you say, sometimes the universe aligns it that way. But but I also say this too, though, is that I don't focus on romance right now, and I don't focus on love right now. I focus on fixing myself and preparing myself to be able to receive that type of thing. But the thing about fixing yourself and becoming a better person, that comes with elevation. So the person that you desire may not even be on the level that you're on right now. You around here in this local space, you feel what I'm saying? You make the version of you that complete may be a wealthy man that's in a higher position that meets a woman that's in that position. So it's like sometimes we shopping in the wrong store too. Yeah. You know?
But for me is like, I understand that there's never be a point where I'll be okay with being alone. I'm not an alone person. That's just part of my codependency. I would hate to have an empty house. I would hate to be rich in a mansion with nobody in
Me
it.
too.
It would drive me.
Yeah, that's anybody.
Yeah, that's
We're made for
Right.
companionship.
Facts. And I know that about me. Like, one of my dreams is I pictured the type of husband I'm going to be, the type of father, the type of man. I picture the cars in the driveway. Like, in my mind, like, bro, I could smell my house. I could touch the walls. I know where I'm supposed to be. But the thing about it is and the sad part about it is, this is what happened. Like, I won't re-explain that situation, but for instance, those things that I couldn't provide, right? That woman will go seek those things out for a man who can provide them because he was already being selfish. Now, he's prepared to provide those things, but he don't look at her the way I look at her. You feel me?
Right.
But so now there's always that teeter, that
Right, the
scale,
trade-off,
right?
right.
Exactly. So she'll end up thinking that this is love or just settle for it because it's more beneficial to her day to day. You get what I'm saying? Now I can go create that life now since I was not prepared, right? And now that I'm up here, I can now provide for a woman that I don't feel the same way about either in that
Now
balance
y'all in
scale.
the same situation.
Now we're in the same
Right.
situation. So my thing is, I know when it comes to relationship, I can hold a relationship together better than anything. I don't, as a man, I don't want to be the backbone emotionally of my relationship. I hate it though. I've always been that, and I no longer want to do that.
That's out of position for you, though.
It is though.
Yeah,
I do not want
that's
to
just
be
like
the
a
person
woman being
holding
the-
the
being
the
shit together.
breadwinner.
Right.
Facts.
Yeah.
But I also feel responsible. In order for me to expect that out of you, I have to be able to present the best situation for you to be all woman.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
There's no telling on who that woman would have been if I could have taken all of that off her table.
Right.
Who you probably would have still been right here today.
Yeah.
Maybe even if it was just based on appreciation, understanding, whatever it might have been. So I just took all of those cues in life, and I'm grateful for this mindset that I'm in. I'm grateful for what this rock bottom emotionally that I hit. It was due time. Like when God took away music too, that's when I was like, oh, okay, you gonna take away my expression, and like I just knew it was time to do some different shit.
Where I do agree with Tania too, though, is that I always say that I never got rich when it was presented to me, and I was in position to get rich a lot of the times because I had people around me that didn't deserve to be blessed. Mm-hmm. So even in that same sense, it's like God can work two things at once.
Facts,
So you could be in a situation to where you just like, damn, if I could provide for this woman, maybe she would be the woman I want to be. And God may see in it like, no, she won't, because she got her own work to do.
Right.
So I'm gonna keep y'all apart from each other until y'all ready for each other. You feel me? That's why I say
wholeheartedly believe
that's
that's
why
the
I
case.
say I love to see people work through their shit. You feel me? Because you may not be the people you're going to be, but you stand close because you know how you feel about that person, and that person knows how they feel about you. The situation just ain't ideal or how it should be right then and there.
Because you got to work on it apart. I wouldn't have reached this mindset if homie was still
Right,
here.
absolutely. So like you say, it's everything, bro. We always right where we supposed to be.
Right.
I'm a believer in that. I don't like. That's why I say. That's why it makes it easier to come out of a depressive state, because it's just like, bro, sometimes you in the fire.
Yeah.
And being in the fire teaches you how to appreciate not being in it.
Facts.
You know, so it's just like you always right where you're supposed to be. So when I'm in a bad space and shit ain't going how it's supposed to go, I'm understanding, bro, that this is all a part of the course. And it's not always gonna feel good, and it's not always gonna look like you think it's supposed to look, you know. But at the end of the day, the outcome in the end is all that matters. You know, because sometimes we go through so much shit to get to where we're supposed to be, but if we didn't go through the shit we went through, we would have never landed where we were supposed to be.
That's big facts, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
ain't never had to get diamonds out the mud. You can't tell me.
Who you quoting?
Yeah.
I should have known. So let's get on that hour in. Future did drop a new album. All right. And what's the name of Future's album?
I never liked you.
I Never Liked You. And big Scorpio energy. What's Future birthday?
November 23rd.
I knew you would know. All right, so honest opinion, you heard it?
I heard it.
What do you think? I think I know what you're going to say. What do you think about Future's album as a whole? What do you think about Future's album?
As a whole, I think it's a really good project. Honestly, I do. I do think that I don't think it's one of his top projects as far as maybe like some of the content of the songs, like the lyric wise.
Right.
But
Give me his top album. What's his top album for you?
Dirty Sprite 2. I don't know.
Nothing wrong with that.
I just love that.
Nothing
album.
wrong with that.
But honestly, for some reason lately, I absolutely am addicted to Future and Drake together. I wish they would just be a group.
Yeah,
They make it makes it a complete song when they're together.
Yeah, I think because Drake is a lyricist, and that's what you're missing when you get Future.
Correct.
It's almost like Future is a vibe, and
Right.
Drake
So you
provides
get
the
the
lyrical
vibe.
side.
Yeah.
It's both.
That's
It fills you in. That's why I like.
exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's why I like them together, and that's why me as a lyricist, I really don't appreciate.
Yeah.
You feel me? But my thing is, I'm not going. I want to make this clear too. Just because I personally don't like something, don't mean I don't know when it's good.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? It's Future.
Yeah.
You feel me? So if that's the vibe you're looking for and that's the type of thing you're looking for, it's great because the production is great,
Yeah.
the sound is great or whatever. But it's just like for me, it's just there's no substance, and I just feel like every song is the same thing in a different way, and it's been that way for a long time. But he got a couple gems on there. I think anybody without companionship is depressed.
Yeah, no, I really think
I don't think there's a human on this planet, no matter how much money you got or how much fame or wealth you have, that is alone, that's living a single life that is fulfilled.
Right.
I think we're all just distracting ourselves with things. If you're not in a what?
No, go ahead.
I don't think if you don't have relationships of substance, they don't mean you have to have a wife or a
Right.
girlfriend.
Right.
You just have to have companionship of some kind of substance.
Yeah.
But that's why you hear people like him take a lot of jabs at their exes and shit. It's because you missed that shit.
Or like
it was a
when
feeling. It's not necessarily that person, but it's the feeling. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like he
I
said,
honestly-
his vice is women too. That's why he had the worst day song. Like Valentine's Day is the worst day for him.
Listen, I don't think Future's anything like his music. I don't
Oh,
think.
I don't either.
I don't,
Listen,
I
I
don't
don't-
think so either, but
Right.
I feel like the emotion I felt in Wait For You, even though the video is like opposite, like he's telling the girl, forget it. I think he's on the same journey of just trying to wait.
I think he's more. I think he's not his music in general, but I think his emotional rants and his disses and like the personal shit.
That's him.
That be who that. That's where you
Yeah.
see glimpses of a person.
I
That's
think
why I think I like that song. I feel like it's a real glimpse of what he felt when he wrote it. Now the video treatment don't go to it, but I feel like
I think Future created a persona
definitely.
that worked. You get what I'm saying? I think Future created a person that's nothing like who he is,
That's
and
why I always
it
joke
went
and say Nevadius would love me. I feel like he would be in love with me.
right. I believe that
Who's
Future
Nevadius?
behind
That's
Him.
Future.
that's his
That's
yeah
his real name.
exactly. That's why if your name was Nevadius, you would create a persona.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Right. I really believe he created a persona that took the fuck off, and this is who I am to the world. But behind closed doors,
He
I
is
don't
a
think.
lover boy, just
Right,
like his
I bet that
friend.
man talk different than he
Yes.
sound. I bet he don't sound like that. I bet none of that shit though.
Absolutely, I do too.
Right, but exactly.
That
But
should drive you nuts though, having to
Have to.
to be a persona, having to stick to
Yes,
that.
yes.
It would drive you nuts because you can only be yourself with yourself.
and that's
You
what I
can't
believe.
allow anybody to see you other than the women you deal with. I think women like Sierra and people like that are the only people that have ever seen this man.
Right.
You feel me?
I do too. I do.
It's like Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
Like nobody knows who this man is other than his children, maybe.
Yeah. and that's even if they
Got the real him.
really got the real him.
That's
Because
why I think he said I never liked you. So like you never even knew me.
yeah, because
That's what he's saying.
there's sometimes you can get people based on your persona. Like I've gotten with people because I was Adam Taylor, and I knew that that's what they wanted. You hear me? So I gave you that as much as possible.
But when you get deep enough though, and you reach a certain level though, that turns off automatically. It's like I think when we reach a point to where we have this deep emotional attachment to somebody, and it's what you would call real love. It's like the guards come down eventually. The persona may be one of the things that get you that, but you can't stay in that persona with a woman that sees you 24/7. It's kind of hard.
But bro, when you're successful at being someone and you have to be this for a living, and you have to be that can merge with your personality.
It really can.
Yeah.
Like when you're this human 24/7, you can start to believe
That you really
see,
are that.
Right. You see some actors, they get into their role and they got
then
to
they
be
gotta
this
go to
month.
counseling afterwards
Yeah,
to get
because
out.
I've become this motherfucker every day of my life. Like you can hear that in some of Drake music. Drake had stage fright when he first started rapping. He used to sit in the chair and do his concerts. He couldn't get up and move.
You convince yourself that you are who you say you are.
Yeah. Then all of a sudden he started killing people in rounds. I send a mafia hit to you. You just start to believe like people start. Oh, I'm Drake now. Like you get what I'm saying, and that's different
And
than
you
Aubrey.
actually out here sending hits because you got to
I'm
live
Drake.
up to the persona.
Exactly.
Like, this is who I am. This is what I do.
And I bet it's
But
it's merged in him now.
But isn't that all we are as humans though?
Right.
What's that?
Is a persona, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From when we're children all the way up, everything is a persona.
No
it's
one
like
ever
when
lets
you watch
kids be
people,
who they are.
right?
You
You
tell them what to do.
Your core is your core, though.
Your core is
your
your
core
core.
is all, but you hide. You learn defense mechanisms as you get older,
right, but
according
core,
to your environment.
But your core is also a persona that you generated from somewhere. It's just like when you're a young boy and you realize what's tough and what's not tough, what's all these things, and it's like you building a persona from the beginning, and it's just like sometimes that fucking with this shit. Yeah, I think all we are is a persona, and that changes over time. You feel me? It's just like my thing is like, for instance, right? I'm somebody that I'm from one of the worst places ever. I always say that, right? But my persona was shy, smart, like handy kid. You feel me?
Right.
But I lived in a place that made me create a persona. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But when you create that persona, you have to actually live up to that
out
persona.
that persona.
You feel me? And when you
Facts.
start living up to it, that becomes who you are now.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So I became the smart, crafty motherfucker that was still like on some street shit too. You feel
But
me?
you don't think some of that left over? Because I believe your core is there's some of you who you're naturally born to be. So
And
some
it's still
people are
there.
naturally, yeah, exactly.
It's 1,000% still
Yeah.
there. But the thing about it is that it's just like a sundae. You feel me? The core of it is ice cream, but we add sprinkles and we add nuts and we add all these different things, and it's a completely different sundae now. The base of it is still ice cream, but because you added all these things,
Facts.
this is what it is now.
Yeah.
You feel me? So it's just like all of the things that I added and picked up on throughout the years to survive became who I am. And I wake up every day and it's just like it becomes routine because I've had to do it for so long that it went from me acting and portraying something to really having to be it, and it became who I am. You feel what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Like, yeah, because none of us woke up gangster. None of us woke up willing to catch a body.
Facts.
Our upbringing and our environment made us. You
Facts.
feel me? So now I'm in a position now because I've been in this persona and I've been this person for so long. It's who I am. So if something happened and you out of pocket, that's who I am now.
Exactly. And it's hard to detach from because some of my
You done seen a coward turn gangster before, a coward turn killer?
Yeah, if
like
you're
you have somebody that y'all used to hop on and push around is like the most dangerous motherfucker running around here now. Because of that.
Sooner or later he had the face of fear and like, oh, it ain't that bad, and that become who you are.
You feel what I'm saying? Yeah.
Some of my dislike for disrespect and short temper comes because I'm Adam Taylor the rapper. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And that merges with your personality every day. Like I hear that shit I'm talking like, you get what I'm saying? So over time, like that becomes who you are. You get what I'm saying? And I'm living this shit out, not trying to live it out. It's just who you become. But I think that I hate Future's album.
Yeah.
I'm a Future and I'm a Future fan.
It's a lot of skips on that motherfucker now.
Yeah.
But for Future fans though, it's one of those things that were like once you get to a certain place, bro, people it's the same thing you said about me earlier in conversation with motherfuckers. It's just because it's you, it's tough.
Yeah, he could just do
It's
whatever.
tough. You can do whatever, and
Future.
you can tell he knows that. Like I can tell this man ain't wrote none of this shit on paper.
Listen, that's another thing. Like you said, a mouthful. He knows that he could do that, and that will affect your artistry. Because I'm a Future fan. Like Future has some songs like March Madness will never die.
He ain't, but he don't know. He's never gonna top it.
Never.
He's never gonna top it.
I feel like, but those like that coming out was when you had to make a name for yourself. From what was it? Magic to Same Damn Time to. March Madness. It's a couple of them in there that I'm missing though. Like that was the hunger to get where you. Now he knows, man. I'm Future, man. They gonna eat up.
They gonna eat it up anyway.
Man, Future be on there just
do the
making
same thing.
wild noises. And
Yeah. I'm wondering when Lil Baby gonna start doing it because Lil Baby ain't lit up.
I think
I don't know about Lil Baby. He
ain't
gonna do it.
but I think Lil Baby started in reverse, and this is why.
Yeah.
Lil Baby started off god awful.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he caught a swag. He learned how to rap. So now he's into like, how good can I get? I'm trying to beat you
Right,
niggas.
and his persona is built on being good, so he has to be good.
The
Future's
thing-
is just being Future.
He just
Yes.
gets me
I'm gonna
put
give you
up, right?
whatever.
Yeah.
But that's my thing. It's like, bro, I guess you can give us anything.
He gave you anything too.
He did. Man, that's what tripped me
But
out.
it
like,
started out so hard though. That first song, I'm like,
712,
okay.
what?
Okay, I'm like, okay.
Man, and when that
Okay.
beat drop and he go,
I'm
but
okay.
that's what
I
it
can build
is
from this.
though.
it's the
beat-
beats. I
Future's
ain't gonna
voice
lie, yeah.
and the beats go hand in hand.
Whoever the hell ATL
Right.
Jacob is, I've been saying that shit all day.
Man. But listen, that shit gets in your psyche though. Like how a person's voice.
Yeah.
Like you are trained now, whether you believe it or not, to hear Drake's voice and think the song's good.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Like when Drake come on a song, you're conditioned with the way his voice, his patterns.
Oh, it's jamming.
Oh, this just jam. What's going right? It's just a condition.
I just have this thing like it's because y'all remind me of that. Not that y'all remind me of Drake and Future, but y'all have that same Scorpio bond. Y'all are two that are different, but y'all are the same.
Right.
Like even on that song "Wait for You," Drake says almost the same thing that Future says, but he reverses his emotional state.
Who Drake and Future out of Me and Bone?
You're Drake.
That's not true though. You said that because I'm light skinned though.
No,
He's Drake, and
I
I'm
said that
Future.
because you also can sing some, and so
Oh,
you
but
give
yeah.
me that vibe of the singing. But as far as I would
Nah,
say,
you definitely Drake. You the certified lover boy.
No. But musically, I'm Future, and he got a message. He gonna put the
I was
lyrics
about to
down.
say,
He
because
gonna whatever. And
there's
I'm
a bunch of his songs
toxic as a
that-
motherfucker.
yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
say
Yeah, for sure. For sure, I give you that.
But you say your toxicness.
Yeah.
Right
Oh, in real
out.
life, I'm Drake.
And
Yeah,
then he says his in so many intellectual words that you don't realize it
Right.
as you know what I'm saying. But like he said, oh my God, I can't even remember the verse now because it just left my head. But he said, whenever I'm not with you. No, I hate myself because you hate you. I hear your tears over the phone. You hate yourself because you can't leave me alone. That's what
Right.
Future say. Drake reversed it. I can hear your tears over the phone. I hate myself because I can't leave you alone.
Right.
It's like they be having a conversation in the songs.
And lyrically, Drake Drake slid and Future just don't be sliding. Future just be saying
Yeah.
whatever. You could tell Future punches in.
Yeah.
They say, "Loo," and then, all right, you hit
That's
the
how he
stuff,
recorded it,
hit
I
the
guarantee.
stuff,
Yeah.
And then record, pick up, and he say what he gonna say. That's an Atlanta thing. That's how
Yeah.
Atlanta
It
artists
is.
record.
And then niggas hit and be like, "Man, you heard what he said?" I'm
Right,
like, nigga,
bro.
said
He didn't even
that.
think about that.
Right,
He
but-
don't even know what he
But
said.
you an artist and you done seen
Right.
that. You done seen that work before.
I'll
You're like,
tell you another
yeah.
thing it is too, because you do it in your songs a lot of time. When one of your songs come on, we know you're gonna say, "Listen."
Mm-hmm.
We wait for that, and we know,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
now you finna drop the words, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when Future start, I never feel like Future's rapping. I feel like if it's a girl based song like "Wait for You,"
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he's talking to you. Like, whenever I'm in town, it's okay.
And I just don't.
It's like now he's not rapping. You feel like he on the phone.
let me tell you-
But
let me tell you
what's
what's funny,
wild
though.
though. You know
I
what's
already
wild.
know what you
This is what's wild though about
You finna say the same
about
shit I'm
rappers
about
though,
to
right?
say.
A rapper will be just freestyling some shit.
Yes.
And the listener will make sense of it for him.
Yes.
Yeah.
You'll make that shit way deeper than it was.
Listen,
Yeah.
When he just
yeah.
went in there and said some shit.
Yeah,
he
exactly.
he
The
still
way-
had to learn the verse because he just went and said some
Yeah.
shit.
But
Like the
it's
way you
because-
felt when you heard it, he ain't feel none of that shit
when
when
he
he
wrote.
said
You
it.
was-
He
I
just
know
glad
that.
that the words fit.
But
Like,
that's
yeah,
what
keep
I'm
that.
saying. It's
Yeah.
like I was saying, you're right. It's
Uh-huh.
more so his voice.
Yeah.
It's not coming the same. Okay, when he do Dirty Sprite, he's turned. But when he do softer songs, he's just like, whenever
But
I'm in
what we
town,
say,
it's okay.
what we're saying is this
It's the
though.
voice
You ain't
with
got
the
no.
beat.
What I'm
Yeah.
saying is what we're saying is that you ain't got no business crying to a Future song because
I
Future ain't
do.
even thought that shit out.
I do. I'm
But
telling you.
but listen, that's the dope thing about music though. It's up for your interpretation.
your
Because
interpretation.
even us as lyricists, I done had people come to me and be like, "Boy, when you said this right here, boy, you was on it." And I'll be like, "Nah,
No.
bro, that was the worst line.
Right.
I threw that together." But
Right.
it's just
They just
It's up
whoever
to
is
you.
his producer, it was smart because
Listen,
the
Future's-
the hardest song on the actual album, I would say, at the whole I'll be 712, the first one. That's
it's
just
the,
fly.
He
it's
got
the
three
beat.
songs
It's
out
the
there.
beat
The
Yeah.
one
drop.
with Kanye.
I hate that song.
You hate Burn It.
It's trash.
I like Burn It, and I like it with
Kanye, another
Doug
one of the
and,
motherfuckers that'll
Lil
give
Baby.
you. Yeah, Kanye, another one of the motherfuckers that just give you whatever because he know you gonna just say it's cool. He'll throw out any shoe and you gonna say it's
Voodoo.
cool.
No,
them
Kodak.
fucking them foam shoes, bro. The look,
The new
Yeah,
with the zip.
them ugly. They look
not
like
even the
predators.
zipper, just the foam
The
shoes
foam,
that look
it's
like
like a croc, but
like
it's
a
not a croc.
like it just. I fuck with him, but it's just like he threw that shit together.
Like I'm getting a cut, but it's
You know-
you
you
get
know
a
he
cut,
give
you
you get
whatever.
accustomed though.
So did
I'm
you
getting
like the
accustomed
Voodoo
to
song
seeing
with
that shit.
Kodak?
No,
You ain't like Voodoo?
no, I didn't. I'm gonna tell you the only songs I didn't like.
Chicken?
I was skipping through. shit.
That,
I don't
please
like that
tell me
either.
you don't like chicken.
I don't
No,
like
I
it.
ain't
either.
like chicken.
Future is a professional rapper, and your hook should never be chicken. Chicken.
I ain't like chicken.
Like,
I
bro,
ain't
don't
like
do
chicken.
that, bro. Please
I
don't.
like
Please
the one,
don't
I
do that.
like Me with 42 or 42.
don't like-
And I was listening to a podcast where they was talking about the Future, and niggas was like, "Yeah, that chicken song," and I'd be like, "Bro, how?"
I didn't even like,
How?
and I thought the one song I knew I was gonna like was the one with him and ESTG. I
and
ain't
I
care
ain't
for
like
that
that.
either.
Yeah.
That's
That's
chicken.
That's chicken.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The songs
Holy
that
Ghost.
the song that I didn't skip.
Holy Ghost is okay.
The songs I didn't skip. I didn't skip the 712 song. And then I listened to some shit halfway through and be like, I'm not gonna just suddenly like it at the end of the
Right.
song. The Wait for You, that's super tolerable. That's a decent song for me. And Love You Better.
Love You Better is hard.
That's a good song. That's like they like back to back.
They back to back.
Yeah, and other than that,
That's
the
why
rest
I
of
think
that
I got
shit,
in my feelings
slow.
because it was back to back hard. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. And I do like the Timbs. I love Timbs.
Right.
So I think that's how he got me.
And you a Future fan
Nigga,
too, though.
a
You
nigga
like
will-
Future.
a
I
nigga
do
will
like Future.
barbecue you and nail you to the cross if you tell them that Gorilla Garden's harder than I never liked you.
And I think that's what bothered me is that I could be in the room with Future and I'm 300 times more talented than Future, but I couldn't hold it. The whole entire room will be on this nigga dick, and I'd be still be like, man, fuck that shit you talking about, 12. I'd be like, yeah, you're right. Y'all go ahead.
Right.
Like, it's just, you can't, but which is dope. I'm a Future fan. Future has made records that like are vibes. I get it. You get what I'm saying?
but we can't-
But
it's
I
just-
feel like he's reached the point where I'm just giving y'all shit.
Right. It's just like LeBron coming out and scoring 25. We don't appreciate that. We appreciate that from a 6 man.
Right.
But we don't appreciate that from you. 25, 8 and 8. Nah. We didn't see you score 40.
Come on. And I can admire you when.
Y'all both definitely have more substantial albums. It's just like you said, like, what do they call it when a person is a vibe provider?
Yeah, but even when you
Yeah.
don't, like I understand the progression of artists.
Yeah.
Lil Baby came out, that my dog, I hated that shit. Cut that
Yeah.
shit off, please.
Yeah.
But where he has gone to is something crazy.
Yeah.
Lil Yachty's another one. That bullshit he came out with, but I hear Yachty on some of that shit with them Detroit boys, and I be like, okay.
And y'all need to do a lot of writing for some people.
Yeah, exactly though. But he's coming into his own. It's just like I feel like Future is now like I'm a thing. You know what I mean?
In Atlanta,
Like,
you can't tell a nigga that Future ain't it.
yeah, he's a thing
Yeah,
now. Like,
so,
I'm just
yeah,
gonna
I
give
get
you
that.
Future, and here it is.
But like I
you could
said,
just tell he don't need to do this shit no more.
I just wish they'd be
Yeah,
a
You
group.
can always tell the motherfucker don't need to do this
That's
no
a
more.
fact.
If him and Drake just be a group, it would just be great. They should just do that because when they do it together, like
But
I just feel
it's
like
Drake
they'll-
completing it though.
it is. I mean, Drake's dope, but it's still
I just feel like they will fall out all the time if they work together constantly.
All the
they
time.
just seem like they will
But
fall out all the time.
They might be neck and neck to need each other, like Tania say though.
Yeah,
like
they
at
fall
this
out
point,
and then be cool. Fall out and then be
because
cool.
think
That seem
about all
like
the
that.
songs they even March Madness, he on that too.
Drake did. He must did a remix. I ain't never heard Drake on March Madness.
You're
remix
right. He
shit.
on
Nah, they sound great.
Life's Good. That's the
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
It's
they
on the
sound
same
great
album.
together. And I
That's
just
a
think,
whole album with them together.
Yeah,
like,
that's
right.
what. Yeah, Hendrix.
yeah. And I just think Drake might need some more club vibe because that I wasn't feeling
You
the
ain't like
pregnant album. No,
you ain't like Certified
I
Lover
didn't
Boy?
like that at all. I was so disappointed, and I was
I
waiting. on that.
love all by him
But-
and Jay Z, and I loved
But
Champagne
it's-
Poetry.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
The dog coming though. I should have googled his release date before I got on here. Kendrick coming though.
It's coming in like
wanna see it.
a month or so, I think.
Yeah, I think it's coming this month. Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
soon.
The dog coming though, and listen, if I would be so disappointed if that nigga, I swear to God, if
No,
that
the big dog's really coming. SZA.
I ain't worried about Sister.
The world is over. You just wait a
Kendrick,
minute.
if Kendrick drops some trash, brother, I'm quitting everything. I'm going balls to the wall. Because listen, I want to quit music.
No,
But
you
I
don't.
keep hearing this shit. No, I do though. I
Why?
just because I can do music is really not the even when you hear people who get in, like they really ain't no money in it.
Right, it ain't.
fucked up,
It's
right?
just some shit you love to do.
It's a stepping stone. I do love to do it. It's
And
like, but it's a stepping stone to get somewhere else.
Right.
I would love to do music, to be an actor, to be a podcaster,
Relationship,
to be
it's just gonna open doors for other shit. That's why I
Facts.
love it. It's because it's a tool, just like tattooing is a tool.
Facts.
It get me in rooms with certain people.
Yes.
I want music to do the same thing. You feel me?
But if the greats dropping this right here, I might as well keep going because sooner or later y'all gonna hear something and be like, all right, this old nigga, all right.
And then they're gonna drop it. They're gonna throw you right up to the top.
Listen, exactly.
Like, you gonna
y'all
be right
gonna
at the
fuck
top.
around and let me do something. They gonna be like, nah, this nigga's the best in the world. I'm like, thank you.
Wait till I start shooting these videos, though, bro. I got so many fire-ass treatments, bro. First thing we shooting though is I'm gonna shoot summer first.
Yeah, yeah.
And I got we're gonna be riding on the beach, right? Tell me, people,
Count me in.
we on the beach.
Depressed Adam on the beach.
Got a white hoe driving. It's old school drop top. You feel me? Like yeah.
Y'all gonna be listening to Pink Water when the video first come on? No,
I was thinking about doing 2 white girls, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But it's a metaphor for something. You feel me? I was gonna either do 2 white girls, and we just kind of in the back, and we just kind of coasting. Then we got a shot where we kind of outside the car. Real simple video, but it'll have like an old film look too.
Right, right.
The way I got this shit mapped out of my head, so crazy. I got some dope ass videos in my head, bro. These bitches gonna break the internet. The way
Well,
we
go
doing
ahead
it.
and do Wholeheartedly and So Far so I can cry in the club.
I'm on it. I'm
Listen,
ready.
These videos gonna be fucking insane.
You gonna do Drake level videos, so they
Insane,
be
bro.
acting.
Insane, bro.
Oh, man.
I got a song I want you to hear, but when we get outside, so I'm gonna let you hear this shit.
I mean, you got a bunch
I
of
sent
new music coming in there.
I sent to your boy, and I was just like, "Who's the feature?" I said, "It ain't no feature,
just me."
He said, "What the fuck?"
Is that the song you changed your, that I heard at AJ Studio? Because that one on your album where you
No,
changed your
not.
voice and he made you. Is
Yeah.
that the one you talking about?
Yeah, I redid it.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah,
I redid
I agree though. If that's the song you heard, that shit is hard though. Yeah. That nigga finally got out his comfort zone and somebody made him yell. That's the one?
Yes.
Yeah, you killed that shit, though.
Crazy.
I will give you that, though.
The way I'm going to do that
shit.
video, though, is I'm going to have, I ain't going to even explain. I'm just letting
You killed that one. I will
crazy.
give you that. Because I asked the same thing in the studio. I was like, bro, who on the song with you? And he was like, nah, that me.
This shit going to be insane.
Yeah.
But I can't wait. I can't wait, though. And it's just like, for me, in my mind, a lot of things I already made. Like, shit be done in my head. Like, where I'm supposed to be, like, my success, like where the podcast is supposed to be, it's all done.
Yeah.
It's all done.
It's just about
I just got to do the work now.
Yeah.
But it's all done, bro.
And that's part of getting the distractions out the way.
Man, this shit all done, bro. And that's why I've been able to do so much more. But I don't talk about my progress as much as I used to. Like when I made progress, I would always announce my progress. You feel me?
And they say that's the best way to do it. Like, don't even speak on it till it's
just keep
I'm
doing
about to put it
just
in
keep
your
working. And when motherfuckers thinking you the same you pop out different.
Facts.
Yeah.
You pop out different.
Well, I guess I asked you. You are the resident woman on the show, right? Where are you with abortions, though? I know that's a weird question to throw out, but they're trying to reverse the bill. Yeah. I forgot it's something in Roe. I forgot the name.
Roe versus Wade.
Yeah, Roe versus Wade.
So,
and, just where do you stand on abortion rights in general?
I'm gonna be very transparent right now.
Go ahead.
So, when I got pregnant with my last baby, I didn't want it. I mean, I love her now, but I had, my biggest, I was 264.
Mm-hmm.
I had got down to 215, and then I got pregnant. And I was like, no, I'm not going back.
Yeah.
And like I said, I had been, but now I then was still in my relationship. And I had been doing my self-work silently. No one knew. No friends, no one. I told no one. So I had been learning the whole be selfish to be selfless thing. So I'm like, okay, I can't tell nobody why I don't want to keep the baby because they're going to say, this is fucking wild. You don't want to keep it because you don't want to gain weight.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just that. I knew how much the weight gain was hurting me. And I knew how much I wasn't going to give to that baby that I gave to the other two. You know what I'm saying? That's how I felt. And I also knew that I felt like in the worst part of my relationship there, it was like I didn't want to die. That's how I felt. That if I stayed, I felt like having another baby meant I was going to get because when you're pregnant, the person you're pregnant by, you're emotionally attached some. Like
right.
No matter what they do to you, you want them.
So you saying you felt like this was going to keep you in a toxic situation even longer? Die.
Not physically, just everything inside of me was dead.
Mentally, emotionally.
And I didn't want to die yet, so I tried to go get an abortion. I went to the place here. They didn't have the doctor. They were like, you have to go to somewhere else.
Yeah.
I happened to be going to a hair convention in Orlando. Set up an appointment. Went to the place, walked inside. I'm thinking I'm finna get it done.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of those places that's to deter you. But I didn't know this because I'm not from Orlando. That's where I was at.
Oh, so it was a walk. So like they scheduled it and then got you there and hit you with the pamphlet about.
No, didn't even hit me with the pamphlet. Just basically,
God saves.
Yep.
I hate to laugh though, but that's fucked up.
They started preaching to me. They were like,
"Do you hear this though, bro?"
Mm-hmm.
They
she
were
swear that she set up an appointment to go have an abortion.
Yes.
And it was a surprise. Don't do it.
The
seminar.
man was like,
that's fucked up.
You have you ever thought of adoption? Da, da, da,
Yeah.
da. Here's my thing. I was in foster care.
That's wild as fuck.
Shit that happened to me in foster care to me and my siblings. Don't nobody give a fuck about kids in foster care.
Yeah.
Why the fuck do you want people to have babies just for them to go into foster care, be raped and killed and beat, and no one's taking care? You know how many times I had to wash my clothes in a sink to go to school because I ain't have 2 outfits? Yeah. Like, that's some shit I didn't want to go through. So I spazzed on the people. I was like, what if I was pregnant by my fucking daddy? Because they don't think They don't think that abortion.
I've heard that argument before
they're
too when
not
it comes to
thinking
abortion.
they're thinking you're just a girl who just is a whore and you want to get rid of a baby. But what if this is some shit that's detrimental to me? Like,
by rape, some women are pregnant by their rapist.
I left there. I scheduled another appointment, y'all. Went to the other place. It was a house in a neighborhood, and I walked in the living room and it's a grandma. And the man's like, come to, I said, nah, fuck this. I left. Because I was like, I'm not finna be like on Dirty Dancing and get with the fucking coat hanger. So I left. Tried to schedule an appointment in Gainesville on the way leaving. They went and set it up. Scheduled an appointment in Tallahassee for 2 weeks later. Got there that day. We don't have it in the system. I said, okay, God, I get the fucking point. So I didn't do it. I kept it.
Right.
Ended up being the easiest pregnancy, happiest baby. Don't cry. Still, and I'm thankful that I didn't. However, it was the hardest thing to try to get this shit because there were so many, no, we don't want you to do. Even when I scheduled in Tallahassee, they were like, when you come, don't stop at the first blue building. That's a deterrent. Come to the second blue building. That's the real company. Like, these deterrent places can just put their names.
That's crazy. People are so passionate about both other sides that you can build an abortion clinic and they'll build a deterrent place right in front of you. This shit real deal though.
And it was heartbreaking to me because in my mind I had enough money for a third child. Right. I did have the dad there. I had all the things, but I just inside of me knew, I just was like, I can't imagine having 3 kids. Like, my mama had 5. She didn't hit her bipolarism until I felt like 3rd or 4th child. Mm-hmm. I was scared to death that what if this 3rd one makes me have a snap moment, because that shit's genetic. Yeah. I was scared, and for my life, really. And then no one was listening. Everybody was just like, well, you have money and you have a husband. And I'm just like,
listen, bro, not to cut you off. That's one of the wildest shits I've ever heard in my life, brother. I can't imagine a woman who's already in her head about, I'm going to this process, whatever her reasons are, she's going to have an abortion. I get in this building, and it's like, nah, psych your mind. We here for something else. Bro, that's insane to me.
That was giving me stuff like
you can't think that's a good idea.
You can't have children. How about you do give it to them?
You cannot possibly think that that's a good idea as a human being. That's so wild to me. I've never heard of no shit like that in my life, though. That just blew my mind, though.
The whole time, because like my second child, I was sick. I had the thing. I can't remember what it's called, a long ass word, but it's where you're sick your whole pregnancy. Throw up every day. And I still worked every day, and that shit was shitty. And then I didn't have a supportive person either. Yeah. I was just like, why would I put myself through this shit? But I ended up doing it because, like I said, it's not easy to get them. Just like I work next to the abortion clinic now. Them people be out there 6:30 in the morning with the baby signs like, mommy, don't kill me. You know how hard it is already to go to a place like that, and then you got to see that?
I thought you couldn't do them here.
What? Yes, you can. It's a hidden place. They hide them. They can't say who they are because the one they set on fire before.
I was going to say, somebody know, apparently, if they got the signs.
They know because they act like they're setting up abortions. They call the plant. You have to call a 1-800 number to get set up with an abortion, and they tell you where to go in your area.
That shit's wild,
yeah,
bro.
It's the hardest thing to get, so I don't even understand why they're trying to take it away because you fucking rarely ever get them. You know, that's... And then did you know...
I think.
But did y'all know that Plan B don't work if you're over 155 pounds, and the morning after pill doesn't work if you're 25 pounds over your BMI.
Where that say that at?
In the rules of that people never read
on
when
the
they
box.
Open,
they only work for girls.
155 pounds is like the 99.9 effectiveness.
Oh, okay.
I have a friend who was over that weight limit. She had a one-night stand in Panama City on spring break, and guess what? 6 months later happened.
When she took
the next fucking morning, she took it, and it still did not, and she had a baby.
Ooh.
And my stance on it is this.
I done gave that shit to some big. I mean.
And, you know, they work.
My bad. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you good. I was going to say my stance. My mom has 10 kids, bro. So if abortions were a thing, I probably wouldn't be here.
Right.
I hear people say all the time about they don't want to have a baby because of the things that they can't give it.
Yeah.
But the one thing that you can give a motherfucker that's more priceless than anything is life. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? I don't agree with abortions, but I don't agree with somebody telling a woman what to do with her body either, because a woman has to carry that baby. A woman has to go through this process or whatnot. But I just wish we would be more responsible with the process of getting pregnant, because it's not some shit that it's like It's
an
almost like
easy
you say
way
your
not
friend
to
had a
have it.
one night stand and then you get pregnant. Now all of a
Right.
sudden you feel like you want to have an abortion.
Yeah.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? I'm just like, we just got to be more responsible. And what I don't like about the abortion side of it too, though, is that when women or people act irresponsibly sexually, they like to hide behind the my daddy raped me crowd. Or you feel me, like the crowd of people who
actually need it for, like, medical reasons
need it for,
and
like, you
things
feel what I'm
like
saying,
that.
which is a small
Yeah.
percentage of people that
Right.
get them. It's just a lot of them are just people that just don't want to have a baby and
Right.
don't want to live, don't you feel me? And I'm okay with that. Like I say, I'm not for abortions because I could have been aborted and I wouldn't be here. And I
Right.
just thank God that I wasn't.
Right.
But I'm also not a fan of anybody making a law telling the woman that if she gets pregnant, she has to have a baby. And what's funny though is that we make it as if abortions are like we fucking killing live babies.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like it. If you're getting something before the development stage even really takes place,
Right. I
you
was
feel
like
me?
3 weeks, so I was really
what's
trying to.
what's the difference of me busting that bitch on the sheet or wiping that shit, shooting that motherfucker in the toilet? You feel me? Like it's just not. It's not like we got like we having babies and chopping the babies' heads off. This is stopping the process from happening.
But you know, some people view it like that. They
Right,
have
but you
the,
can
the
view it how you
images.
wanna view
They
it,
have the
yeah.
images of the fetus. They,
Yeah, but boy,
they
we-
try to tell you when it can feel something at this stage.
but all
and
that,
this.
we waste babies all the time. They got them sperm cells can feel something too. When you got they live.
Yeah.
When you shoot them on the motherfucking chest and shoot them on hot rags and all this extra shit. You feel
I
me?
just hate that if they end up getting away with it, some of the people who are getting it because of tragedies are gonna be going to houses getting hangers shoved up their vaginas to rip out.
But I do believe
And
though
I
once
feel
Because
like
people will
that's
make
it.
a way.
right, I do
Yeah.
believe I do believe though that once it gets to a certain stage though, it should be a thing that will like,
I do think
hey
that
buddy, you got to ride this one out.
You have to,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
do
yeah,
feel
yeah,
like there should be like a how many have you had? Because the doctors can see, you see the scars, so they can know.
Yeah.
And I do feel like there should be a mental check for it because, like I said, that shit was hard as fuck for me. Just going trying, I was crying, I was like all in my head about it, but at the same time, I did pay attention to the signs. Like it kept being no's, and I'm like, okay, the person I'm carrying has to be put on earth, so I'm gonna do it. So I had the baby.
Yeah.
Have you ever had to have an abortion?
That's aggressive, but
I'm gonna tell you, but
I feel like nobody else. Somebody should have answered that before me.
I'm answering before
But
you.
I have no problem. I was just saying, I answered.
I've had to do it. I've done it 3 times in my life, and it's not just different people, and it was never my choice.
Yeah.
It was there.
Because me, when it happens, like I'm the person like we laid down together, motherfucker. Like
We gonna work something out.
So if you decide to keep it, I'm here 1,000%. But I'm not gonna tell you what to do with your body either. I want it, but if you don't, I gotta respect that. You know, so every case it was a situation where they felt like they didn't want that and they weren't in a position to do that, and I just had to roll with it because I couldn't force you to do it.
Yeah.
But I was more so on the side of let's, and then it didn't. But I've also had situations with women too, though, which is crazy to where they've gotten pregnant and then may have had an abortion and then get pregnant again and like it don't work out for you. Or I've had a situation
like
where
a miscarriage or something.
I never had a
afterward.
girl had to do it before and then after that could never get pregnant again.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So there
Now,
are some dangers that come with
I
it.
had to have one medically before I ever had kids.
Yeah.
But it was an ectopic pregnancy. I don't know if y'all know what that is.
I have no idea.
So when you get pregnant, the sperm meets the egg. An ectopic, the egg didn't drop, but somehow the sperm still hit the egg in the tube.
Oh yeah,
And
I've
if
heard
it
that.
busts,
I've heard
you'll,
that before.
You'll die,
Mhm.
and
Yeah, I've
so
heard
I
that
had
before.
to get it taken. But that shit was painful, and it wasn't something I ever was gonna have to experience again. So it was like when I had to think about that, it was sad to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I know people personally close to me who chose. Like I know 2 people specific that are very close to me. One had the baby, and the other one didn't.
Mm-hmm.
The one who had it now, it feels like, that baby saved her life. Like, having it was the greatest thing.
Right.
And the other one, I think, she feels like having it was something having the abortion was necessary. But she has moments of sadness as well.
Leaving that spot, bro, do feel like a little baby funeral.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it do feel like a little.
Yeah. Oh, you done been.
Yeah, I'd been. Yeah,
I'm talking about it's just one of them baby fat coats.
Yeah.
And it's just like
why? Listen, this nigga swear you
because
gotta
it just
get.
got to be cold.
Like,
It's always cold when you
yeah,
get an
it do
abortion.
gotta
You'll
be
get an
cold.
abortion in the summer. I ain't never seen a hot
I
abortion.
got an abortion in the summer.
You did?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, mine
What's
was
the
cold.
first question you said when you left there? First thing you said?
You all right?
I said, "Were you hungry?"
I knew it.
Yeah.
For some
I
reason,
ain't know
I
what
knew
else
that.
to
Yeah,
You
all right.
want something to eat? I don't know what to say. No, not to make it. Not,
It's a
That
sad
ain't a bad
moment.
question though.
it's just a weird, like it's a. Or this is what I'll say first of all about how I feel about abortions. I do not understand humans need to tell other people what to do.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I have lost. I just can't fathom.
I
Like
don't
we
agree with that.
talk
That's
about
crazy.
freedom and all of this other
You
shit.
can tell me
and-
how you feel, but you can't tell me what to do.
Right. And the thing that I've noticed, right? It's the most horrible combination that you could ever be in life. Opinionated and sensitive. It's the most horrible combination of all times. But I've noticed that the most sensitive people are the most opinionated people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the people who hate their freedoms imposed on will always impose on yours.
Absolutely.
And it bothers me, right?
Yeah. People who hate people love rules until they apply to them.
Oh yeah, like when the whole gay marriage thing was an issue, I'm like, who gives a fuck if they get married or not?
Right.
Like, just let
Why are you
them
trying to
get-
stop these folks?
Exactly. But now that same group of people, when they president, then when storm the Capitol. So it's like you hate when you don't get your way. Why not let other people just live their life? So I don't understand it. So when it comes to abortion, it's so simple to me, right? It's not about how I feel or don't feel. It's like I don't have to carry a baby.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
That's why I say you can't
Right.
choose for a woman.
So it's each woman's responsibility of her own to decide
Do I
what
wanna
she
carry
wants to
this
do with her
motherfucker?
body.
Right.
Like I think it's so weird that we can make a rule that tells you what you can and can't do with your body, but we can chop a dick off. We can make a pussy out of a dick. We can put more titties in you. We
Listen.
can. I don't understand. Like,
You remember I told you
Yeah.
Yeah.
you can't even get your tubes tied unless you're a certain
and
age.
I thought that was crazy.
And that's
Well, I understand maybe the age because you don't want children doing some shit like that.
well, no, but
once
I'm
you-
just saying.
yeah.
I feel like if you're 25 or older, you should be.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can get car insurance lowered at 25.
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
rent a car. Then, goddamn it, I should be able to.
When
say,
you old enough to fight in
I
the
am
war, you
done
old enough for all
having
that shit.
kids.
Yeah.
You know, like, cause imagine like Bone say he's got 10 siblings. My mama has 5 kids.
Mm-hmm.
She had her first 2. She had us 11 months apart, and she was already 20 with 2.
Mm-hmm.
Now imagine if she was able to, get her tubes tied. Granted, I wouldn't have my siblings, and I absolutely adore them. They're like my kids.
Right.
However, maybe she wouldn't have had mental break and had to,
Yeah.
have to lose her kids. Like there's a lot of shit that could have been avoided, and it's her body, but she wasn't allowed to, so she just kept doing it.
And that I don't
Well, it's a
understand
lot
the
of-
simplest. It's the simplest process. It's that
I mean, like you
person's.
said though, she could have just been having
And,
sex
and
with
what's
condoms.
what's wild about this too though is that these people are trying to force people to have babies, right? But when you force these people to have babies, you're not forced to provide any resources or help for this.
Nothing.
Foster care sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But you're not even forced to give that. You feel
Yeah.
me?
Yeah.
And it's just like I don't understand the agenda of trying to force people to have babies that you're not going to help them with.
Right.
That you're not going to be responsible for. You can't force me to do some shit that I'm going to be responsible for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's just the whole weirdness involved in it to me. But have I been a part of an abortion? I thought it was funny. I heard a comedian say like, it's a lot of people who don't believe in abortions till you get the wrong motherfucker pregnant, right? Then all of a sudden, it don't seem like such a bad idea. I was in a relationship with somebody who was cool but had mental health issues. Like, you get what I'm saying? And through the process of dating them, I saw how they raised their child. And there was something to me that was like, ugh.
Detrimental.
Right now, as a responsible man, I should have got out of that situation if I knew, because I knew what having sex could eventually create. You know what I mean? But the weird part about it was when that person had got pregnant, I tried to sit down and have a reasonable conversation, because it's a lot of things that I don't take serious in life. There's a lot of things I fuck up, but y'all know me as a parent.
Yeah.
If it ain't much that I do right in life, it's a parent. You get what I'm saying? And I had to let her know, like, hey, listen, I understand the way you think. I see how you do things with your son. That's none of my business to you really jump in on. I give you my advice, but it's still your choice. These things can't happen around my son or my daughter. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm letting you know that these things, whether, I don't care if it's family with cursing, drugs, this can't happen around my jit, or I'm going to take my kid. You get what I'm saying? And I saw where that energy was going, And I was like, oh yeah, this ain't
Let's
gonna
go get this up
yeah,
out of
we
here.
gonna have to. And she kept saying, no, we can make. No, we cannot. I already know because
She
your
was
man,
okay with.
she wanted to go through with it because in her mind this would keep us together forever. And I'm telling her like that's not how children work. It's not going right. I'm more concerned about the raising of the kids. And I'm talking to you, and I know you have mental health issues. You understand? I know some of your decisions that you make are out of your control. But I'm letting you know I'm sympathetic to you when you do them to yourself. But when you do these around my child, I can't. There's no patience with you, right? Like, and then it's not her. I'm just gonna give you a scenario, right? So don't nobody apply this to that individual. Let's say for a fact that a person had a drug habit or some shit like that, right? And I might understand that from what you went through or your mental health. I might understand that, right? But if we have a child together, you can't do that around my kid. I'm sympathetic to you, but the moment you do this around my kid, I have to take the kid from you.
Right.
It ain't that I'm mad at you. It ain't that I'm trying to do this to you.
This just ain't
I
what
know
my
this
kid
cannot be
deserves.
around.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So those kind of conversations I'm breaking down to this young lady, like, hey, listen, if we go forward with this, what I tolerate with you is not what I tolerate with my child. I'm gonna give them the best upbringing I can. That's the only thing I can do for them as their father, right? And that I just saw how that was going, and it was just like, hey, no, let's just go ahead and get this abortion. And it was rough because we disagreed, but she saw my frustration in it, and I felt like she did it just because to make me happy. Now she could have kept it, but I would
That's
just
what
let.
I'm saying. Like, I'm wondering.
Yeah, it was her
why
choice.
She still went through it.
Because
she must have really seen.
It was a combination of she knowing deep down inside she could
couldn't-
control her
couldn't-
mental health,
yeah.
and she knew I was dead serious about taking my kid.
Right. Okay.
Like I've lived that out. You see, like I don't play by I'm not here to take children from mothers. I would love one day to have a well-rounded mother of my children where I could sleep comfortably at night. But if you put my child in bad situation, education, drugs, just around bad people, I'm not. Let me get.
And
my
that's
kid.
why I say at the end of the day, we just got to make better choices on what we do.
Yeah.
The standard should be you don't put your dick in somebody you're not willing to have a baby with.
But sometimes them be the
standard.
funnest people.
That's not the standard though. But I'm
Yeah.
saying it should be the standard.
Right.
But it's not.
God put some of the best pussy on the worst mothers. I don't know.
But I will say, because
know
I
why
had
that
the
is.
idea of not wanting to keep, you know, I did take that into full consideration, and that is what made me get my tubes tied.
Right.
I felt it was irresponsible if I got pregnant again and had the same thoughts. Like, bitch, come on now.
But do you feel like that takes away from your person one day when you meet this person and they want
No,
to?
I had a person ask me before, like, would you untie your tubes?
What was your answer? Would you untie for the right person?
I definitely would. If the person has no kids,
Yeah.
or maybe they have a very much older kid and they just want a kid with me, then we could do that. But now if we both got 3 kids and all, no, we don't need this. I would love to be selfish with the next partner I have, whereas we don't have to share.
Yeah.
What's your cutoff age for that?
For a baby, I'm 35. I don't think I need to be having no kids past 40. So
Yeah, I can agree.
I
Especially
feel-
for a woman. The
well,
dangers increase
The
too.
dangers in creating,
Yes.
genetic.
The
Honestly,
families.
37.
But even with you, for death and birth,
Yeah,
childbirth
yeah,
increases as you get older.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Blood clots, and I already was bigger at one point, and it's just too many conditions that I ain't trying to. And I already got my body back right, and I ain't trying to go back down that road of having to gain 20 pounds, lose it, and get. I don't want to do that. I don't.
Could you imagine losing your girl at childbirth?
now
That's
you
some
stuck
wild
with the
shit.
baby?
Yeah, man. I remember I saw that as a kid in that Aaron Hall video. Like when I was
Well,
little.
that's all I can go to in my head.
And genetically,
I was like, damn, this shit looks sad when I was
runs in
young.
my
That
family.
shit stuck with you all the way
No,
to
but-
adulthood.
Yeah, how man? What was that song?
Man,
Do you
I
remember
Miss
what was?
You.
Yeah, how man?
But
That's
that
that's
runs in
before
my
R. Kelly
family.
stole his style. Stole his flavor.
Yeah, how man?
Aaron Hall was R. Kelly way before R. Kelly.
He
that
was,
nigga took
though.
that man
My,
whole everything.
My great grandma
He did.
died after she had my grandma.
Mm-hmm.
So my grandma never was raised by a woman. She was raised by her uncle.
Yeah.
She didn't know her mom, so on my dad's side anyway. And so it made her very much of but she's not a very emotional woman at all. She didn't really
Because
give my dad that much love, and my dad don't really expect that much because he feels like, well, she only gave me what she had,
yeah.
So
So is our overall take as a podcast that each woman should decide?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't
I
think
just don't
nobody should be
understand
able
why
to
they're
tell
trying
anybody
to
what to do with
overturn
their
some
body.
shit from back then because of one small clause
It's
in it.
it's Republicans and they
It's just
fake
wild.
But
Catholic.
you know what to fuck people up though?
They
Fuck-
sponsored by the
You
Catholic
know what to
Church.
change that
yeah.
real quick? It's just like, all right, cool. All right, we're gonna make abortions illegal, but we also gonna make it to where you can't sleep with anybody you can only sleep with one person, or you feel me? If you take something away from men, then they'll change that shit real quick.
Or
you
if
feel
they
what I'm
just
saying?
force men to get vasectomies.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, come on.
Yeah, but you gotta understand that just comes from the Catholic Church. Like
Yeah.
that's one of the biggest funders of the Republican Party. So that shit is rooted deeply in religion.
Literally
and
why
if
the
you,
Pilgrims ran, so that they could do things.
but if you look
like
through
divorce.
history, ain't nothing more powerful than religion.
Yeah,
Them folks will fight you tooth and nail.
or make a rule to where like, all right, if you get somebody pregnant, you got to marry them and stick with them too.
Yeah,
Remember, that's how
fuck that
King,
up, yeah.
what's his name, King Henry. That's why he had so many wives in England, because it was Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
Queen Elizabeth the First, her dad.
yeah.
Her mom's name is Anne Boleyn. Y'all ever heard of Anne Boleyn? That was his second wife. Bloody Mary, the first queen, was from his first wife, but he had her beheaded so that he could get remarried because divorce wasn't.
I fuck with that.
Then he had Anne Boleyn and said that
Man.
he caught her sleeping with her
If I
brother.
was a king back in the day and I couldn't have another bitch
So then
till I
he
kill
beheaded
this one.
her. He basically
like a
killed
plan.
7 wives until they made the country Protestant and not Catholic.
I blame the women for dating them. Like, why do you date a nigga who you know gonna kill you? He gonna kill you when
And
he
he
get
had
tired
no
of it.
choice.
Yeah.
He was the king. You know, in that time, a woman couldn't say no to the king.
Shit,
And Anne Boleyn was like 16, so they were pedophiles.
Turn
as well.
18 and you wore out
We
now.
need to
You
figure
don't
out
want no party
something.
no more. You want another 16-year-old.
Yeah, for
You
real.
too old.
Queen Elizabeth
No, thank you, king.
almost couldn't be queen because of that.
Man, listen, I'm not doing it, man. But before we get out of here, y'all believe Meg? Or y'all ain't that Gayle King interview ain't do nothing for y'all? That ain't move
That
nobody?
shit was trash. That's the most fake, dramatic, fake crybaby shit I ever seen in my life. If you gonna fake cry, at least practice.
Facts. At least
Practice.
practice.
You ain't even practice. I can tell you in practice. And then my thing is this, bro. Weren't they dating?
She said that they had nothing intimate. When that lady said, did y'all have an intimate relationship? She said, you mean sexually?
She stuttered so
what
hard.
Else? What else would she mean?
But my thing is, I don't understand how. And Gayle King, when she does interviews, bro, this is the motherfucker that brought up Kobe rape shit when he died.
Can you admit that Gayle trash in interviewing though?
100%.
Okay,
Because
cool.
when she started capping like that, you're supposed to. What was the call out right there?
When what?
When Meg started capping, talking about what you mean sexually, and then
I mean, obviously, I would have been like, hell yeah, I mean sexual. Like, did you sleep with this one?
right, and then she said no. I'm like, why?
Hit that door, you boy, please. Yeah.
I'm like, why you ain't grill her like you grill everybody else? It's just like it was a bias thing. It's almost like when somebody that likes you interviewing you, they not gonna really put no pressure on you.
Right.
I just would have liked to see somebody else interview her.
Like an Oprah?
No,
Oprah
like
would've
a
put that-
man. I want that motherfucker that you're a
had
slut. That dude, you're a slut. I want him to interview her. You're a slut, ain't it? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
He should have
But
interviewed
that
her.
nigga, listen, that's
He-
one
that's
of
who
the
shoulda
funniest
interviewed her.
niggas of all times, though, bro.
That's who should interview her.
Man, listen, now that should have been wild, though. What is that nigga name, man? That man is the biggest Uncle Tom in the world.
I
though,
want him
but-
to interview her.
Man, nah, they should let him do a lot of interviews. I would pay to watch Buddy do them interviews, though, bro. But that man is fucking hilarious. You see him in DC Young Fly?
I did see a little bit of it.
If you ever take the
DC
time
Young
to
Fly
start,
putting that pressure on him, though. He was
but that
roasting
shit
his
was
ass.
hilarious. But listen, bro,
How did he end up in that interview?
who DC?
Yes.
I don't know, but I go on that.
That's an
man's
odd
show,
ass
though.
combination, though.
I would love to.
I'll
go on
fuck
that
Buddy
man's
up
show.
though,
But you just gotta enjoy it though. But he stick to his guns so much.
and you can't piss him off. You
Nah.
can't rattle him.
No, you can't though. He stuck. I wish I knew who he was talking about in podcast world. You probably you seen the one that interviewed Amber Rose and was like, "I'm a slut."
Yes, the
and
guy
she was
with
like,
the-
"Why you on a slut?" He's like, "Cause I'm a slut maker."
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a slut maker. That's who should have interviewed Meg.
Man, that nigga's boy. I would have paid to see that. But listen, man, I'm trying to be as nice as I can about Meg because she was a victim. I can't even. I'm not even comfortable calling her a victim though.
Don't seem like a
Like-
victim no more.
She's lying, bro. I'm sorry. Like I don't know who. I think her PR team put up to this story when the incident first got happened. Maybe because some Kardashians was involved and some of that other shit like that. Like she played that shit like, oh, I just wanted to get out the car and I just wanted to go. It's like, man, who you fooling, bro?
Didn't they say she was dead ass drunk too? She ain't mentioned
Bruh,
that in the
and you
interview.
from Houston.
And they
You
said
know-
she's
you-
a drunk.
Yes.
Marty even said that. He said she's a mean drunk. That's what he said.
Of course she is. She's 6'3". You ever met a 6'3" nice female drunk?
She's 6'3" for real.
No, but she
Okay.
big.
Yeah,
You get what I'm
say,
saying? Meg wear size 12 shoe, and you think I'm supposed to think you quietly got out the car? No, you didn't. You see what I'm saying? And she said, "Oh, me and him, they have a sexual relationship." Have you seen the picture of them on the red carpet where that man Tory behind her with his hands up like this? Like I'm like, babe.
And you
she
never
laughed and said,
and even when y'all was supposedly dating, it's like back then was where you could have expressed that y'all aren't having a sexual relationship.
Right.
You never said it then.
Never.
You just let us. You feel me? Because most women, just like when she was with what's the white boy name that rap?
G-Eazy.
G-Eazy. And everybody was assuming they had sex. She
Yes.
made clear that
And
they
she
wasn't
did
having
not.
sex.
She did.
You didn't do that with Tory Lanez.
She did though.
Yeah.
And that was supposedly, I don't know whose man it was first. Was it supposed to be her best friend, man?
"Ooh, Tory."
Right.
Well, that's what they say is that Kelsey was fucking him, and that was what the fight was about.
Right. But was it Kelsey with him first and then Meg
I think that it
was
might
low-key
have
backdooring
been-
her?
They said it was the opposite way,
Mm-hmm.
but the way Meg is acting and in Girl World, I feel like it was some shit like that. The anonymous thing last time, like,
Yeah.
damn, Meg, you already Meg. Like, you know he was hollering at me first.
Right, but you
I actually like this nigga, and you don't even like him.
That's exactly how I believe it happened.
Yeah,
though.
that's what I think.
Right,
Because it
exactly.
feels like that. And
Yeah,
then they fell out afterwards.
Absolutely. I even know why they got kicked out the party though. I guarantee you that man Tory came to that party and started showing out for that white woman.
Yeah.
And Meg had enough.
And it was Kylie, so.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I say though, Tory probably came to that party and started singing, doing extra shit, and Meg was like, "Man, if you don't bring your little ass on, singing for this white woman," and yet they had to get up out of it. But the thing to me is though, it's just like, and it's the only reason why I brung this up though. It's like we living in a time now where it's like, I think it's becoming more clear that like women are taking advantage of this whole believe women thing, because you got the Johnny Depp shit going on at the same time. You got the recordings of Amber
Are
Heard.
y'all watching this?
It's the most hilarious thing in the world. First of all, I don't know where Amber Heard. She got them lawyers off of Wish. I don't know where's
First
her
of all,
lawyers.
the funniest thing that
You know,
Johnny,
Wish is that site where
No,
you get
who
up,
is the person you're talking
Amber
the
about?
lawyer Amber Heard.
Who is that?
Johnny Depp's
yeah,
ex-wife.
from Aquawoman.
Yeah. Boy, listen.
I mean, Aquaman.
She got the worst lawyers. I've never
No,
seen
wait.
nothing like that in
Did
my
you
life.
see the
That nigga
funniest
said she got the
thing?
lawyers off of Wish.
They
Bro,
just
we
keep
got-
saying, that's hearsay. So much so that Johnny Depp now is like, is that hearsay?
Yeah,
Like,
Johnny Depp up there, he mocking them
he
on the
mocking
stand.
them, man. They said,
That man said they got the lawyers off of Wish.
Bro, you have to hear the way that they are
Yes.
cross-examining him. It is awful,
did
bro.
you hear when they said to him, well, you're clearly a larger person than Amber, and he said, I'm not clearly.
Right, because they aren't.
Larger.
Like, this man is a
But
small man.
But she looked like she wanted to be like,
Bro, you could tell
you're
she
not big. Like, she wanted to be like, I'm not bigger than you, bitch.
You could
like,
tell
she
she-
wanted to kill him.
But she took a shit on his bed.
She took a shit on his bed and she laughed
Right.
when they brought it up in court.
Facts. But this is also how I know this woman probably gives the best head. This is the crazy thing
She
about being a
tortures
woman.
that.
But no,
Do you
this is the
think
crazy
she copies
thing.
his outfits every
Yes.
day to torture
This
him?
is the crazy thing about being a woman, though. The crazier you are,
the
the more attractive that people want you. Like, do you believe that if I had the finances, I would holler at Amber Heard after? I would sign up for that bullshit, even though I know it's gonna tear my life apart. Because I know that she's great in bed, though.
Well, you know that they
She's-
rumored that her baby is with Elon too.
Yeah.
She dated Elon.
The fact that you used to fuck with Elon let me know.
Yeah.
But he a robot, so you can't.
I seen him on a I don't know if he was faking or not, bro, but he seemed real flamboyant, he was on like some kind of red carpet.
Met
He was
Gala,
like-
wait, that's his mama. He brought his mama to
I
the
was
Met
like,
Gala.
is he gay?
Elon?
He brought his
He
mama.
was like
His mama
flaming
was
gay.
fly.
He's
He was
moving
like this.
Yeah.
And his mama was behind
Elon
him.
that bullshit.
No,
though.
I don't know if he's bullshit or not, bro, but he was
went to
moving
Met
like
Gala.
it was flaming, bro. I'm like, damn, like, cause I've never really seen him in motion.
Yeah.
I
like
just
his,
see pictures and little bits, but this
not
was
like Elon ain't gay though.
yeah, I doubt it, bro. When you got that kind of money, bro, you don't even have a sexuality.
Yeah, that's
That's
what I'm
what I
saying.
was
Though. He
about to
might
say.
be.
He
that
just
nigga
fuck
just everything. That nigga
things.
fuck humans.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can believe that too though.
You fuck,
But the
might,
fact
that
that-
nigga might have an orgy with just everybody in it.
But the fact that she
He
went
go to
from
Turtle Island.
the
He
fact
fuck
that she
ghosts.
fucked Elon Musk and Johnny Depp, bro, that ought to tell you though where that pussy up there, man. You understand what I'm saying?
She was
That's elite
beating
to pull
his
that
ass.
off.
You see how much money she spent of his on wine?
Yeah, but when you hear the recording, she has a recording where she says,
Yeah.
"Oh, go ahead and tell the people I beat you." They won't believe that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
She cut his finger off.
Facts.
He doesn't have
Right.
he's missing a finger.
Now he really Jack Sparrow.
Now you know that pussy good.
Fact. If I
you
lose a
fuck
finger
around
and I
through
stay,
that-
facts.
Yeah, that pussy fire.
Now you on right.
I don't never want none of that.
And I got 10 of them.
No,
You want
me
some of that?
neither.
Hey, I got 10 fingers. There's nothing that I can't grab with 9 that I can grab with 10.
They take your thumb.
We'll work that out. It'll be rough if you take the thumb, but we fine.
They got all these witnesses. The girl Dakota was like, when she asked Johnny what was wrong with his fingers, he just got sad about it. I mean, it's like, what the fuck is going
Bro,
on?
that woman gave that man hell though. And then she got another recording where she was like, I didn't punch you, I hit you.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, what the fuck is going on here? But I brought all that up to show like there's these situations. You got the Will and Jada, you got the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, and then now you seeing what's the Meg and Tory thing. And then it's like this though. It's like it's so crazy to me that Tory can't say shit. He's legally bound to not say anything. So as a man, I can't say nothing.
I gotta let you do this bullshit interview, and I just gotta be quiet.
Right, but Meg can say anything under the sun, and I just got to take that ass whooping. And then here's the funny part about it, though. I shitted on Tory, too, when it first happened. Because I'm like, bro, you shot a girl? What kind of crazy shit
I
is that?
definitely said I didn't know. I need all the information. I don't know.
Yeah, but, I mean, but still, when you hear something like that, it's like, well,
Yeah, that's wild.
you assume that a woman would know who shot her, you know what I mean,
Right,
until you
right.
start hearing the story,
And
right?
you assume that somebody wouldn't lie about getting shot.
Yeah, exactly. But let's say, because this is going to play out in court, and let me take the suspense off of y'all. This man is going to be found innocent. Criminal court is beyond a reasonable doubt, right? So if there's any doubt that you did not do this, we have to find you innocent. He has no gun residue on him, doubt over with. So I'm just going to take the stress off of it for you. Where does this woman go when do we just wash this over? Do we act like she ain't just lie? Do we act like she ain't just say she was shot? Do we just go back to letting her rap, or like we don't do nothing? Because the shoe is on the opposite foot. A man do this, you
No,
cancel.
but
You
I
done. It's
feel
over.
like
But that's the same
whatever-
situation that it be with the rape shit, though. Like
That's
a
what-
motherfucker can accuse you of rape and go back to their
You
life
do
after you found
not-
not guilty.
Facts.
You do not get to lie and say somebody shot you. Like, he should sue her ass the same way Johnny is
She gonna
suing-
get sued when it's over.
You know,
if
because
he,
like
yeah.
that's why Johnny's suing Amber is because she went out saying he was beating her.
Mm-hmm.
Whole time he getting his ass beat.
And you have to sue to take that stigma off your name, because
Defamation of character.
right,
He
because
should definitely.
because if Tory goes through this and doesn't sue, we still gonna remember him as the motherfucker that shot me.
Yeah, yeah.
So he got to kind of go.
He got to.
He got to go through and kind of
He
get that
got
off his
to.
name.
He got to.
And they gotta have everybody come in that bitch and testify and say what
Somebody got to wear this shit, because if
Yeah.
don't nobody wear it, I'm wearing it even if it doesn't. You feel me?
And I
It's
think
not
the
fair.
saddest part gonna be is because even though she lying, even though Tory does deserve to sue when this is all said and done, watch what everybody do to that black woman when it's over. Everybody gonna run and hide. When Tory sue her, ain't gonna be no Rock Nation, ain't gonna be no 300, ain't gonna be no label back and nothing.
Oh no.
I honestly believe once this over, I think it's over for Meg.
Oh, it is.
I think she can wrap it up.
I ain't gonna listen to her no more if she lying. I mean,
Yeah, she lying. I mean, I don't even know how to.
I don't really
I hate to
listen
say
to her
I wasn't
anyway,
there, but I mean, come on,
because
we.
she sound the same all the time. But you know,
Yeah,
I don't know. I just don't go around rapping her type.
I just wanted to see what y'all thought about Gail, but you got to work on your cry face. You can't come on TV with that shit.
That
right
cry
there.
face was trash.
Yeah,
That shit was so fake.
It
Oh, man.
ain't
She wanted
worse
to cry
than
so
Kim,
bad she
but
couldn't
it's-
think of nothing sad enough.
man, couldn't get a tear the first out. You hear me?
What y'all think? Of
Couldn't
Kim?
get a tear the first
Kim
out.
and her new slim body and no body makeup.
Kim who?
Kardashian.
What do I think of her new body?
Yeah, she lost 16 pounds to fit in the Marilyn Monroe dress, and she ain't wear no body makeup. She got her hair dyed platinum blonde in one day.
I gotta see a picture. I ain't
You
seen
didn't
that.
see it from Met Gala?
No, but Kim fine though. I can't.
She's slim now. She's back to Slim Kim.
Yeah, but that ass still gonna be back there.
It
That's
is, but it
store-bought.
ain't-
That's store-bought.
They're calling it the reverse BBL. They're like, now that she's done with black men, they feel she's done with wanting to be a black woman.
Hey, but listen, low key, I agree with that, and I
Yeah.
don't like it though. You see, after they've gotten to where they done. I don't like that. Now
don't
you
either.
done with black men? Nah, I don't.
Now, so then the
Rolled us all the way to the promised land and got
She-
off.
Facts.
Ripley's Believe It or Not museum
Right.
allowed her to wear this one. No one has ever worn this dress but Marilyn. It was an
Right.
iconic dress that they sold her into, the Hello Mr. President dress,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
famous
yeah.
dress.
That's
Okay.
dope if she pulled that off though. That
She
that
did.
dress. Mhm.
She only wore it up the stairs and then she took it off and wore a replica because it was delivered. But so I watched this
Somebody
video.
had to spill some wine on that motherfucker.
I watched this video today though that pissed me off. It was her in the museum, and they gave her a locket of Marilyn's hair.
Yeah.
And you know what she said?
What?
Oh, now we can clone her. Ha, ha, ha. And then later she said, I'm going to sleep with this. Sorry, babe, to Pete. And she goes, I'm going to go home and do some crazy voodoo shit. Pissed me off.
Why? I mean, I know you moon magic and all.
It ain't that. Go home. Say you're going to go home and do some magic. You don't know shit about voodoo and you don't know shit about Loas. Don't say that. Don't do that.
I mean, she fucked enough black. She took enough black souls.
No.
She might be the nigga off.
I don't like the connotation of putting voodoo with crazy. Because you don't even know what it is to say it's crazy. You don't know what you're talking about.
She might be a witch doctor. She may
be, but she don't know what voodoo is.
Black, so what's the Poor Unfortunate Souls? What cartoon is that off of?
Ursula.
Yeah, she might be Ursula.
No, she not. And I didn't like that connotation or the fact of her mentioning voodoo.
That's Little Mermaid, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, she might be the soul person, man.
She not. She may be. She is, but she ain't going. She ain't doing no. Don't use the word voodoo. That ain't for you, and I don't like that. I don't like that. She taking stuff that people like me work hard to understand. And
I know you ain't on here showing voodoo pride.
I definitely am showing voodoo pride.
It's
voodoo
black.
And
black
every other
magic.
I seen her rant about that on social media. I said
about
Tania,
voodoo.
I said Tania find anything to try to be hot at.
She will though.
No, I was mad because
I can't believe she put crazy and voodoo in the same sentence. I'm like, she a white woman that don't understand what it is. Of course she gonna call it crazy.
I'm a black man. If I date you and you break out some voodoo items, I might throw crazy in the sentence.
Items? You blow candles off your cake when you have a birthday. You tell them to make a wish.
Yeah, that's not voodoo.
Yes, it is.
That's not. That's
yes, it is.
Candles and cake.
This candle magic. If you make a wish, you're sending it up. Don't tell me what you don't know.
It's a thought. It's manifestation.
Not a thought. Manifestation is still
a rabbit's foot. Chicken
foot,
bone.
That's not from voodoo. A chicken bone maybe, but not a rabbit's foot. But
what's the difference? Rabbit's foot, chicken bone. If you break out anything on, I don't even like what's the sound pot? Is that voodoo? I don't like that. The pot with the stick.
No, that's not. That's sound meditation. That don't got nothing to do with voodoo.
Okay, well, give me a voodoo item. What about the doll? Is the voodoo doll a thing? Can you take my hair? I don't have much, but can you take my hair and put it on the doll? Yes? No? Well, it's crazy. You don't exactly.
It's not crazy. It's just something that you don't understand.
No. Just because I like doing shit too, though.
No,
but sometimes the shit I like to do is kind of wild.
It's not wild. It's something that if you actually read, you would be like, wow. I'm gonna send you a documentary to watch instead.
I might read it and I might even learn how to do it for you.
You ain't gonna learn how to do nothing that you don't connect to, bruh. So don't say that. That's what.
How you know I ain't gonna connect? Don't voodoo shame me.
No, because there's a lot of work that you have to do that you're not gonna probably do if
how
you don't
know I
it.
ain't gonna do the work? Don't voodoo shame me. You know I might end up being a nigga off Princess and the Frog. What's the nigga?
The voodoo. No, so see that's another.
that's not voodoo.
No, he was.
Yeah, he's from New Orleans.
But it ain't. But they're trying to make him look like the Baron Smee, and it's not.
I like beignets.
That ain't got nothing to do with.
Don't tell me what my first spell. My first spell gonna have beignets in it, just to show her.
Everything you say is a spell. That don't got nothing to do specifically with an ATR.
All I'm saying is, don't blame that white. There's a lot to be mad at the Kardashians about. But calling voodoo crazy, she
should have just said, well, this is why I say that. Her and her family have already been doing spells and rituals their whole life. Their grandma did a spell a long time ago that all her women in the family would be rich and powerful. And Chris has even been on the show before and be like, I got to go do my candle magic. They continue the rituals. That's why they call it a Kardashian curse, because all the men are going to be the backlash of a spell, because you ain't supposed to do no type of binding or love spells. That's not what you're supposed to do with stuff like that.
That's not why they cursed them black men. Them niggas be fucking them white women and getting them pregnant, and they gonna face.
You believe what you believe, but I'm
they
just
gonna
telling
face
you
the
things
same criticism from America.
She washes her face with blood still. You know what I'm saying? She does a lot of things that you don't know.
Tania, how you know these folks wash their face?
She
with blood?
tells you. She put it on the show. She did it before. She tells you that it keeps your face tight.
She the most connected to these celebrities that I ever like. I'm like, bro, we don't know shit about these folks.
She the one told us.
If she knew voodoo, she'd get rid of them shingles.
No, what I'm saying is she don't know nothing about voodoo. I don't like her saying something on a cultural thing that she don't understand and putting the word crazy.
Well, why she ain't put it on Kanye? Kanye like to drove her ass crazy. Whatever she know.
Because Kanye ain't want her. That's a whole nother conversation.
Listen, all it is you with popular white people in a country that is white based. So that means if anything go wrong, they gonna blame your black ass for it. So whatever the family go through, they family drama is gonna make them more popular because they're the brand, and the black person that they drop is still gonna be black.
Watch how
that's just all it is.
Fashion now is gonna go to more sleek, slender because she's switching.
Yeah, but that may be so. But that's just influential in general, though.
Oh
but
no, I know that. I said I just didn't like that she turned those two words together.
If they date someone popular and black, it ain't gonna go like that. Like Travis Scott gonna be all right though. Like if he leave Kylie today, he will be fine. He's popular and black though.
I don't know. When he tried to leave, Astroworld happened.
Nah, that ain't. It's not because he tried to leave.
He was wanting to leave. He didn't want to be with her.
I'm not gonna argue with Tania about these Kardashians, man.
You know she know.
Right. If I get with one, don't say nothing though. I see. I can't even invite you to the dinner when I date Kim because they're gonna remember what you said.
That's okay. I remember what she said too.
You gonna argue at my wedding?
Just look.
And I'm gonna wash
just
my
do
face.
my voodoo curse.
I'm gonna wash my face with blood.
Take us out, man. I fall asleep on y'all like you, boy. I'm sure he got me on camera falling asleep.
It's all good, man. Hey, we talked up another one. Thank y'all for sitting here with us as we talked about depression. So the first half was definitely serious and very near and dear to my heart as I figure out what the hell I got going on in life.
Yeah, what was your? You never told us what your resolution was. Like, how do you plan to combat this? Like, you just said isolation, just kind of working on yourself by yourself.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. I know it has to be a cold turkey situation. I know there's very little room for error in what I got going on. And that's just what it is, man, making the hard decisions, whether it's cutting off the people that I need to cut off. Mm-hmm. But I low-key think they're going to cut themselves off. You get what I'm saying?
That's what happens when you work on yourself, though. When you choose yourself and choose to put yourself first, you're going to lose a lot of people, and that's okay. And earlier when I talked about isolation and being by yourself, I do believe that humans are meant to be together in companionship as far as man and woman. But when I say being by yourself and learning to be on your own, you have to learn that so that way you're patient enough to get through the process, you know, to get to where you're supposed to go.
Absolutely. And quickly before we go, I'll just tell you, since you mentioned magic and since you asked me about my resolution, quick story, whether you believe, people believe or don't believe, it is what it is, right? You believe in prophets? Yes, no? Maybe? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So my mother was encountered by a prophet, all right? I skipped the whole story, how she bumped into him, but it's a legit story. You know what I'm saying? My mama ain't one of the people you could just fool and be like, I'm a prophet. And
right.
She like me. Right, cool. Anyway, my mother came home crying one day, this was years ago, and she said this dude stopped her and told her to tell your son. Now, that's the part that got me. She didn't say tell your children, tell your daughter,
son.
He said the man said, hey, listen, I need you to tell your son something. Random man now. You understand me? I need you to tell your son when he get this money, everybody can't go with him. Have a nice day. I'll see you later. That was it. Mm-hmm. That shit bothered me. It's bothered me for years because I always try to figure out who can't go with me. But then when you get in these situations and you see where your mind is and where you're present at, you understand why you get those messages. All he said was, God want me to tell your son, when he get this money, everybody can't go with him. And that was something that I need to learn. And here, but it's something that I'm learning now, later on in life. So it just all coincides and it all works out. But that's my private story. Sorry for holding y'all up. This is the Anxiety Issues Podcast. I'm Adam 12 Taylor here with my brother Boneface at Boneface Inc. and the talented hairstylist Tania Monroe. Make sure y'all like and subscribe on YouTube. Till next time.